Hello, you delightful individuals, spectacular specimens of humankind. Welcome on into the quirkiest and delightfully most hedonistic corner of the universe that we call my stream. I'm just loading up my bot. I'm just loading up my bot. It's all right. It's okay. I'm way behind. There's so many things that haven't happened that needed to happen because I got carried away. Because it turns out that time blindness is 110% of thing. So I'm just turning on the bot now. Hi friends, how are we doing? How's it going? How are things? No alerts, not a single alert. Not a single alert. And already shenanigans. Already preposterousness and shenanigans. Hold on. The bot is still waking up. Still doing its thing. It's still doing alright. Oh my lordy. Oh good lord. Oh, hold on. You're not allowed to subscribe. You're not allowed to subscribe or throw any biddies. You're not allowed to do that until the bot wakes up. Because the bot apparently is taking 1,000,000 years. Because it has a passionate hatred against all of you. It's not my fault. It's entirely the bot is just... It itself is just full of hate. And scorn for everyone here. Not me. I think you're amazing. But the bot itself... Bastard is what it is. He just thinks they just thinks you're all a bunch of shits. You know, that's maybe because you didn't wait for it before starting this preposterous bloody hype train. Hello, you delightful beings. I have a very soft face at the moment because my
yeah, you subscribe. Most kind.
Hello, Valendir.
Subscribe.
Hope you're well. I'm just doing mythology coursework today. Exam season soon. Nearly finished first year already. WTHHHHH. And nearly a year in the cult of Vain Black Heart 1.
Exactly.
Hello,
perfect.
Valendir. Hope you're well. I'm just doing mythology coursework today. Exam season soon. Nearly finished first year already. WTHHHHH. And nearly a year in the cult of Vain Black Heart 1.
Semba, have you got any idea why there's why like it's been doing this for about 3 streams now? There's been an update that means that everything's duplicating. Question. You can't have it, Stupedia. Unfortunately, I can't make things happen again. All I can do is the same one. All I can do is like a thingy one, but I can read it out. I can do that for you. First of all, let me say hello to people. Nibberin, just hello. Zooty Booty, how's it going? Gylus, you cheeky devil. Phoenix of the Fence, hello, you beautiful bean.
Panda to it.
Bank Holiday Bits, Greg 9 Pride.
Bank Holiday Bits, thank you very much for the Bank Holiday Bits. I love it when I get Pride Bits all up in my business. You cheeky little devil.
Panda to it.
Artificial amateurs aren't at all amazing analytically. I assault, animate things broken, barriers bounded by the bomb beat buildings are broken. Basically I'm bombarding casually create catastrophes. Casualties cancelling, cats got their canopies collapsing, detonator dime of dank daily doing demonstrations. Don Dada on the down low.
Indeed. 110%. And do you know what? I'm impressed, Stupedia. I'm impressed that you actually threw the biddies out there to repeat the old TTS and not make me do it. But you know what? Now it's done. I don't have to do it. Now it's done. I don't have to do it. Right. Who have we got? What's going on? We've got Stupedia coming in with a 40 months. 40 months at the tier 1. We have got Nibbering coming in with a 41 months at the tier 2. We've got Rage coming in with the Prime for 30 months. We've got Gylus coming in for 12 months at the tier 1. Poppy coming in for 11 months at the tier 1. And then people throwing biddies all over the place. God, I'm not ready for this shit today. I'm not ready for this shit today, friends. Let me inscribe their names upon the mirror of Vain. Right. Oh god, I need to do the other ink. You cheeky devils. Oh my lordy. Nibbering with the tier 2.
Panda to it.
Since bot was sleepy. Luke and Obi-Wan walk into a Chinese restaurant. 10 minutes into the meal, Luke's still having trouble with the chopsticks, dropping food everywhere. Obi-Wan finally snaps, use the forks, Luke.
I didn't stream on May the 4th today, this year, and I'm kind of glad that I didn't. I'm kind of glad that I didn't. If that's the shenanigans you're throwing at me, Eris, good lord. Giles and Poppy Darling. All of your names have been inscribed upon the Mirror Vein. By having your names upon the Mirror Vein, it means you get access to my personal Snapchat, not a bum Snapchat, you cheeky devil.
Panda to it, panda to it.
Interruption. You are not prepared.
I am not even vaguely prepared today, Dean. It has been an all-over kind of day. It has been an all-over kind of day. I have done pockets of really intense, productive shit today. And then in between those pockets has been fluff. Just fluff. Just fucking fluff. Like just before stream, the reason why I'm late for stream is because I noticed that some of my plants in the studio space needed pruning. So I was pulling off dead leaves and shit like that, and then suddenly it was like fucking 7:10. I was like, oh fuck. God, no, fuck. Just one of them days. Just one of them days. I have inscribed your names upon the Mirror Vein. By having your name upon the Mirror Vein, it means you get access to my personal Snapchat, not a bum Snapchat, you cheeky devils. And of course, you get access to all the sexy little emotes, including the tier 2 ones for you, Nibirin, with Pokemon ones with my face on them. But the most important thing is you gotta roll over every morning. Look in the mirror and you tier 1s have go, God, do I look rough, but goddamn do I make rough look good. And Nibirin at tier 2 has to go, God, I wish I was someone else.
Panda to it, panda to it.
What do the Irish call 66% of a proper shite? 2 turds.
Oh my God. And as somebody who is half Irish, that's okay. I'm okay with that one. Oh my God. What was I even saying? Oh yeah, and Nibirin, you gotta roll over and go, God, I wish I was someone else. Just because then I could look at me. And all of you have got to go, ooh, sexy, ooh, yes, meow, you know? Yeah, my mouth's all fucked today, friends, because I put some Lipsil on the other day and was allergic to it. So I had blistered fucking lips on like Thursday, Friday. Actually, no, that's a lie. I had blistered lips on Friday, Saturday, and then finally it's calming down. And you can just see it's a little bit red. A little bit red and fucking nasty and shit. But it's alright. It's alright. We make do. We make do. Do you know what I mean? Phoenix the Fence, hello, how you doing? Good start to their week so far. Turned cold and wet here. It is cold and wet here as well. It is cold and wet here as well. There is a reason why I'm wrapped up to the fucking nines. I've got all of the layers on because I am very cold. You know, Zooey Booey, you cheeky devil, just M. People, if you have got hype train emotes, could you please throw them out now? Say a massive thank you to all those people that subbed, that gifted sub, that threw all those cheeky little bitties out there. That is so unbelievably kind of you to come in for bloody bank holiday Monday, causing chaos. Wasn't ready. Hype train wasn't ready. The bloody bot wasn't ready. Nothing was ready. Fun and games. Just M, how you doing? Wanted Cripple, welcome on in. How's it going? Semba, hello, and Nibirin, yes, thank you very much for letting me know about the bot because, yeah, I for the first time in a very long time, I completely forgot to turn it on. That was the thing. Aries Ptolemy, thank you very much for the cheeky little panderings there with your bloody Star Wars joke. Just M coming in with the 25 streams in a row. You've been streaking through here. Hold on, there's a whole load of streakers over here. What have we got? Just M with the 25 streams in a row. Then we have Stupedia with the 5 streams in a row. Then Killer Queen Rach with the 25 streams in a row. Then Lunicon with the 45 streams in a row. You lot, bloody scandalous, I tell you. Bloody scandalous. Good Lord. I know it was warm like last week, but right now it's bloody freezing. Well, how are you not freezing your bits off? Good Lord. I know it was like cold and wet, but that wasn't the wet I was thinking. All right, that just come on now. Fun. They start like that, then Dibrin, don't you encourage this behavior. Don't you encourage this behavior. Hype train will work without. Don't. Why would you encourage this, Semba? Confound thee. My alert was brilliant too. It was an impressive alert, Stupedia. It was an impressive alert. It has to be said. It has to be said. Rach, how you doing? How's it going, Giles, you cheeky devil? Valen White, yeah, we got there. We got there. It eventually woke itself up. It eventually got there, you know. Bring freezing cold weather bot to wake you up. To be honest with you, I feel that way. I woke up this morning and I genuinely felt a chill in the air, and I was like, is that it? Is that the great British summer done? We have no more warmth now. It's just fucking freezing for the rest of the time. Wouldn't surprise me, given the past couple of years. Do you know what I mean? It wouldn't surprise me. How you doing, Lunicorn? How's it going, you beautiful being? Poppy, darling. Why did it repeat? Fuck knows. I honestly don't know. It's done that a couple of times recently. It started with when people gifted subs, it would alert every individual sub. But I know that that's something to do with when Twitch add like discounts and stuff like that to the subs. It's like, okay, suddenly we're gonna do some weird shit with your bots. But the past couple of streams, and I did ask Semba, but honestly, Semba, I don't know whether you know anything about it or not. But the past couple of streams, it has duplicated alerts out of nowhere. And I don't have... I've checked in my events, in my, like, the bot itself, to see whether there's any kind of duplication there, and there isn't. So I don't know. Don't know what the fuck is going on with that at all. As per usual. You've got the same issue. Double API gets sent. A lot of Firebot users have it. Oh, for fuck's sake. Right, okay. Thank you very much for letting me know, and I'm glad that you have the information, but that is infuriating. Frustrating and infuriating, goddammit. Alexander Devonport, hello, you beautiful being. How you doing? Got tea up there? I certainly do, Alexander. Certainly do. There you go, buddy. There you go. Thought you saved the struggle with the alphabetical aerobics. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I really do. Yeah, I know. Eating other editors will, with every single energetic epileptic episode, elevated etiquette. That's the one. All of the tongue ties. The tongue twisters, isn't it? Oh, thank you very much, Alexander. Appreciate it. Oh, you left me loads. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Greeto, hello, you cheeky devil. It's the tongue twisters, the big black bug bit, the big black bear, and the big black bear bled bright red blood. That's really hard with the sore lip. Hype train I know already. I know. Bloody ridiculous. Bloody ridiculous, I tell you. And Semba redeeming show dono with speech, which means that the dono is here. It is displayed for all of you, and because of the way of the universe, I have to tell you about it. I have to tell you about it. Friends, this donation goal is purely to fund my business cards. My business cards. For those people that don't know, I get very special business cards. And we are going to TwitchCon EU in like 4 weeks time. And I need to get new ones. I need to get an entirely new batch of them to be able to give them out and show people how amazing we are as a sex positive sex education stream that talks about all things. I've been in a couple of streams today where people have been kind enough to shout me out. Like newer people have been kind enough to shout me out, and they've just been like, a lot of them have been like, just be aware, if you're not if you're not interested in sex talk, like Valorant stream is probably not for you. And there are pretty much no subjects are off the table, so just be aware. And I was like, that's a fair assessment. That is a fair assessment. They didn't say it in a nasty way. They said it in very much an encouraging way. They were just like, they're a great place, fantastic place to hang out. Just be aware of the warning. And I was like, I'm glad the warning comes with me. Like, I'm glad that people come with a warning, you know? And I am one of those people. I am very much one of those people, you know? You got Revenge of the 5th joke? Oh, good lord. I thought it was Revenge of the 6th. I thought that was the whole point. I thought it was May the 5th be with you, which was the 5th, you know. I thought that was the whole thing. Wonderful bubble bath earlier. Oh, my lordy. Oh, my lordy. Fresh bits. Fresh bits for the streakings, you know? How you doing, Grio? How's it going, you beautiful bean? It's a Dean. Hello, you beautiful individual. Lunicorn, you wonderful bean. Bloody hell, quick streak, then clothes need on because it's too cold for this. Yeah, 100%. Feel that. Feel that in my bloody soul. Feel that in my bloody soul. Oh, yeah, that was the other thing that I forgot to mention.
Panda to my ego. Panda to it. Panda to it.
Because I'm terrible.
Public service announcement. Valen Vane is a hazard.
That is absolutely true. That is absolutely true. And anybody that I see at TwitchCon EU, they're going to see that. They are going to see that. I am going to be messy. I cannot wait. The other thing that I forgot to mention is we've been doing these things where when a donation goal is complete, when the donation goal is finished, finitoed, completed, I am giving back rewards to the community, whether they be merchandise giveaways or we've been doing a lot of extra streams. We did one for getting over it with crowd control, which was funny. We're doing a cooking one in a couple of weeks. This week we've got an Orgienizer stream on Thursday at 7 p.m. And last week was a funny one where we played Only Cans, Thirst Date, and Hot and Steamy. That was a fun one. I enjoyed that. That was a good laugh. So yeah, I've been doing those things, but the reward for completing this one is a stream with me and Chunk, my housemate, Classic Chunk. Me and Chunk are going to do a stream together where we play games, but one of us is in control of the game, but they're blindfolded, and the other one has got to guide them, like the old TV show Nightmare. It's going to be a whole thing. It's going to be a whole thing. So that is what happens if we complete this one, okay? Complete this dono goal, get shenanigans. How many more days cheap brat train? Oh, that's done. That's done and done, Dean. That is done and done. There's no cheap brat train anymore. You people just hit a brat train because of your bloody kindness. Your bloody kindness, you know? Oh, Alexandra, I love that one. I love the intersex heart. You know? Being Irish myself, it's true. Oh, my lordy. You sure it's the Lipsol? Yeah, I'm sure it's the Lipsol. I'm sure it's the Lipsol, stupid, you cheeky devil. I was using, so I normally use like a dark blue Lipsol, and those ones are pretty good. Those ones are normal, my normal thing. But because I was out in the sunshine for quite a while, I was like, do you know what? I've got this beautiful Nivea like sun lotion Lipsol, which is like a Lipsol that I have used many times before. I have used it many times before. And I was like, cool, I'll use this, stick a bit on my lips to make sure that my sun has a little bit of SPF my lips have a little bit of SPF protection against the sun. Do you know what I mean? Little bit of SPF protection just against the nasty UV rays. That would be wonderful. Then the following morning, I was like, oh shit, I've sunburned my lips. How the fuck did that happen? And then they started blistering and like rashing up. And I was like, okay, that's not that. That's not a thing. No, what has happened here is definitely an allergic reaction too. Because I've had it to other Lipsols before, but I've never had it to this one before. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Don't know what's going on. Pain in the fucking hoop is what it is. You know? It's super fucking sunny here in Edinburgh. I'm glad. I'm genuinely glad, Dean. It is pissing it down here in the UK. Well, here in Yorkshire at the moment. Hey, Alexandra Griffin. How you doing, you beautiful being? Could I get a shout out for Hey, Alexandra Griffin, please? And a shout out for Alexander Devonport as well, please. I would very much appreciate that. People, go check out my dear friend, Hey, Alexandra Griffin. What were you making? What were you crafting and making, you cheeky devil? What were you crafting and making? They have been getting well into a mobile game at the moment called Love and Deep Space. And also go and check out my dear friend Alexander Devonport, who is one of the most amazing artists I've ever done seen with my eyeballs. He also goes by Alexander the Green because he is a wizard. Facts. Truth and facts. Deserve all of the love and attention. Both of these beautiful individuals. Both of these beautiful individuals. Thank you so much as well, by the way, friends, for throwing out all those choo-choo emotes. To say a massive thank you to all those people that subbed, that gifted sub, that threw all those cheeky little bays out there. I really appreciate it, you beautiful beings. It's really kind of you. Really kind of you. Danae Raven, hello. Summer in spring and the weekend now autumn. Yep. Feel that. Feel that in my bloody soul. It gives me a little bit of hope. It gives me a little bit of hope that when we go to Rotterdam for TwitchCon, that it's going to be a little bit like chiller. Because I remember going to Amsterdam for TwitchCon EU a couple of years back, and it was so fucking hot. It was like nauseatingly hot for the entire weekend. And it gives me a little bit of hope that come the end of the month, it's going to be like a nice, cool, like afternoon. You know what I mean? That's what I'm hoping for. That's what I'm hoping for, right? That was so quick and cute, right? It is a very cute hype train emote, that for sure. Beep boop, for sure. Poor hype train, bot worked against it. If only there was other things we could do. Oh, Semba. I see what you did there, you cheeky devil. Thank you very much, beautiful bean. MZ amazing. Hello, darling. How are you doing, you beautiful bean? How you doing? If I have a solution, you will have it. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I appreciate that very, very much. You are helping. You are indeed. You are indeed, you cheeky devil. Can't lie, though, you got lost in a world of Raft again when you weren't here at 7. Oh, you thought I got lost? No. I only play Raft when Chunk's playing it on a Sunday night. That's the only time I play Raft. That's the only time I ever play Raft. It's the only time I play a game not for stream. Do you know what I mean? Or for the questionable game emporium, you know? Warning, Valen too awesome. I'll take that. I'll take that. Happily. How you doing, early witness? Hello, you beautiful bean. I would say that is more of a heads up than a warning. Yeah, exactly. And do you know what? I'll go with warning. I'm okay with that because some of the topics we talk about, there are very, very, very few topics that we won't at least vaguely discuss. Do you know what I mean? We might have like a brief discussion before I'm like, oh, okay, right, we're going to draw a line under it. But generally speaking, nearly every topic is one that we are prepared to at least look at and analyze a little bit, you know? You know, you're the best kind of chaos. I'm not chaotic at all, Lunicon. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm chaotic on a night out. Chaotic on a night out, 110%. Hazardous as they fucking come. I will disappear out of fucking nowhere. I'll literally just disappear and reappear and I'll be smashed and it's fucking absolute shenanigans. I am the great disappearing man when it comes to a night out. All right? 110%. But me, calm as they come. Calm as they come. It's you lot. You delightful shenanigan wielders that cause all of the chaos here. Gosh darn it. All right? All right. Robbie Head, how are you doing, you cheeky devil? Only cancels wild. Only cancels wild. It was bloody wild.
Me singing. I know what I want and I want it now. I want you, cause you're Mr. Vane.
Fucking great album. I know what I want and I want it now. I want you, cause I'm Mr. Vane. Fucking great. I forgot all about that, Zabadi, until you brought it up. Forgot all about that. Bloody hell. How's it going, Robblehead? How you doing, you beautiful being? Welcome on in. So the new business cards, do they have to be black and yellow striped background to show that you're a hazard? That's a genius idea. That is a genius idea, Shade and Sunshine, excuse me. But no, the new design. I said I would show off the new design when we got to 50% of the donation goal. Because I'm doing a desperate attempt to remember to be good at self-promo. I'm not good at self-promo. I'm pretty fucking shit at self-promo. Where is the new design? Not sure, but I definitely have it here somewhere. But for those people that don't know, this was the first design. Can't really show you. Hold on. Oh, That was the first design, which was just like me in a fancy outfit, looking fancy, with the old Val and Vane logo and the Twitch.tv address. And then I have another one, which is around here somewhere, which is like a maroon color with me in my purple jacket, the purple jacket. And again, it just had the logo and the Twitch TV thing. This time I've gone for a slightly different angle and trying to promote stuff outside of Twitch as well. And being like, this is my handle, and here are all of the sites you can find me on that handle. I don't have my YouTube because YouTube's a different handle, so it made no sense. Do you know what I mean? I do like the idea of having a hazard business card, though, for sure. For sure. Thank you very much, mods, for those shout-outs for Alexander Davenport and Alexandra Griffin. I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Panda to it.
Hello Valen, hello
Hi.
chat. Gravity is one of the most fundamental forces in the universe, but if you remove it, you get gravy.
Out of 10 no notes. Chef's kiss. Do not encourage this behavior. Daha, thank you very much. 100 little panderings. Oh my god. God damn it. God damn it. How's it going, Dabber Gogsworth? Hello, you beautiful being. Welcome on in. I wanted to play Love and Deep Space, but it has no gay options. That is true. That is very, very true. It
Panda
is.
to my ego. Panda to it. Panda to it.
That's not me. I didn't tell a dad joke. Yet. I shall leave you in antisci.
Have you and Stupedia been collaborating? Have you been collaborating on this shenanigans? God damn it. I'm going to make a t-shirt available on the merch store that just says patient. That's all I was going to say. Just patient. Just so that I can wear it. For you people, when you say things like that, you know? It didn't. It's a Dean. I do not believe that Love and Deep Space has any gay options. No. I seem to remember that the country of origin, I think it's China, homosexuality is allowed but frowned upon socially. And I'm not saying that is like maybe it is just a heterosexual game. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, I know it's one of those things. There's a couple of countries in that area where homosexuality is completely allowed legally, but socially it is highly frowned upon, which is upsetting. For sure. How you doing, Zabadi, and how's it going? Been wondering, do you think people are born with photographic memories, or does it just develop? I hate this. I hate this, Grio. I hate this. I hope so. It can be bloody hot here. So do I. So do I, Danae. I really hope it cools down come the end of the month, so that I can have a nice, calm, relaxing time as I am over there. Don't forget, by the way, friends, don't forget that the week after TwitchCon, I will not be streaming. The week after TwitchCon, I won't be streaming, because I am taking that opportunity while I'm going to go over, spend some time at TwitchCon, have a wonderful time amongst some amazing people, do all the things, do all the partner stuff, do all the normal Twitchy stuff, do all the outside hanging around with friends stuff. I'm going to do all the things, which is going to be fantastic and wonderful and glorious. And then the week after, I am using that opportunity while I'm already over in Europe to visit some friends. So friends I haven't seen in a very, 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 very long time. So yeah, it's going to be wonderful. It's going to be great and it's going to be wonderful. But just giving everyone that heads up. Giving everyone that heads up, you know. So it's like that's the first week in June for those people that are wondering what exact week that is. First week in June. Vipros, how you doing? How's it going? That was because you were here. Oh, flattery gets you everywhere. Vipros, you cheeky little devil. Oh my lordy. What do you like, you wonderful bean? What are you like? I'm well. Getting ready for a work trip tomorrow. Team building things. I hope that they give you good team building exercises. MC Amazing, because I have been to far too many. I think my problem is the fact that when I worked corporate, when I worked for like the pharmaceutical companies and when I worked for like call centers and shit like that, when I worked corporate, the team building exercises were just so shit. Like, I could understand what they were trying to do, but possibly because of the fact that I came from like a theater background and I find psychology fascinating and interesting, like the way that they went about them was just like, this isn't incentivizing anybody. This is just making everyone cringe. And that is the reason why a lot of people really hate team building like days and stuff like that. If you want to have like the fabled trust falls, no, they didn't do that to us. I think too many people have fallen, like just been dropped or fallen forwards when they were meant to fall backwards. Do you know what I mean? Shit like that. I think they've stopped doing those things, but equivalently same sort of thing. Let's all get a big piece of paper together and write on the paper what work means to us. Paycheck. Annoyance. You know? Shit like that. It's just like fucking hell. So I hope whatever it is that they are planning for your team building exercises, MC Amazing, are genuinely fantastic. Now, that being said, I have seen some excellent team building exercises. When I worked for the auditing department, there was a big shift around in the team, and people moved all over and did different bits and pieces and stuff like that. And I moved on to a different team within the company, but within that team, they took us as a way of like team building exercises. They took us to an escape room and they were like, right, you need to work as a team to escape this room. And the other team are going to be across there working as a team to escape that room. Thank you. Thank you, Beatrice. Thank you, Stupedia, for unleashing Beatrice to us. God damn it. And that was really cool. That was really, really cool. Thank you very much for the 200 little panderings as well, Stupedia. I really appreciate that. That was really, really cool. The idea of like having two competing escape rooms and you had to work as a team to escape from the room. Like, that was genuinely excellent. That was a really good way of doing team building exercises, in my personal opinion, because it was fun. It was out of the office. It was a different dynamic entirely, and it made you work as a team. Do you know what I mean? It made you work as a team, which was much better than, right, let's all talk about what this team means to us. You know? For example, one strict rule of Valens is don't mention the war. To be fair, my strict rule is be very careful about politics. That's my strict rule. I don't have many rules, but my strict rule is be careful about mentioning politics in stream, because I don't want to get carried away. And as I've said many times before,
hand it to Mango. Hand it to it.
Patient.
Two patients. Zabadian, 2 patients. Thank you very much, the 100 little panderings. I appreciate that. God damn it. Is that 1 patient for you and then 1 patient for Stupid? No, wait, you did another antici the other week. You did another antici the other week. This is the 2 patients, 1 from last week and 1 from just now. Oh, you cheeky little devil. You cheeky little devil. God damn it. And now I'm thrown. Can't remember what I was talking about. You know, it's gone. It's gone from my brain. My brain, it's gone. It's gone from my brain. I'm Great Valen, just lurking. You lurk away, you cheeky devil. You lurk away, you beautiful being. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Robblehead, you beautiful individual. You gave me a shout out to your community. Can I get a shout out for Robblehead, please? Can I get a shout out for Robblehead, please? I would appreciate that. You gave me a shout out to your wonderful community earlier today. And I was literally working on something on stream, or for stream, should I say. And I got the notification, and by the time I'd got the notification, people, go check out Robblehead. They were playing some Sonic the Hedgehog today. By the time I got the notification, you were literally just like ending stream. I clicked on your stream and it came up with the stream ending soon panel. And I appreciate that. I appreciate you giving me a shout out to your wonderful community. I appreciate that. I heard that you, because I went back into your stream to find out what, like, because I didn't realize you streamed. I didn't know, like, what was going on, what was happening, or what have you. So I was like, what has this person said about me? And the person said about me that that they are usually a lurker, and I appreciate you coming out of lurk to say hi. And that that they have some interesting conversations, but definitely one of those ones that is like, definitely if you're not interested in like very open conversations about sex, then possibly not worth going over to my stream. Fully understandable. Fully understandable. Talking about you and the Only Cans and told them all to give you a follow. I appreciate that. I very, very much appreciate that. It was worth it. I appreciate that. So yeah, people go check out Robblehead. Go check out their stuff. Go check out what they're all about. See what's going on over there. You know? Click that cheeky little follow button and check out some old school classic Sonic the Hedgehog shenanigans, alright? You know?
Panda to my ego. Panda to it. Panda to it.
Did you hear about the new restaurant on the moon? The food is great, but there's just no atmosphere.
Wasn't that the one that Wallace and Gromit went to? Wasn't that one? Yeah? God damn it. Thank you very much for the 100 little panderings, Ollie Witness. Oh my god. You said handle, and then I thought, and here's my spout. Oh my god, Lunicorn. Good lord. Luckily, the sun is shining here, or otherwise it would be very cold, Zabadian, yeah. All those people that are streaking through here today. I don't know how you do it. It's bloody freezing here today. You know? You're sad? New food experiment didn't go as you'd hoped? Oh no. So I'll be AFK while I figure out something else to eat. No worries. Go do your thing. Thank you very much, Semba. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, you cheeky devil. How you doing, Dabber Cogsworth? How's it going? Different view, so I've got your bum on them this time instead of your face. So close to the bum Snapchat. Oh, lordy. No. Oh, I see. Cheeky little devil shade. Oh, my lordy. Scandalous. Don't be sharing it. If you do find it, don't be sharing it. All right? Good lord, you know? There's more gravy than grave about you whatsoever. To be honest with you, Kayla, I'm all about the gravy. And suddenly, I say that, and I immediately think of an old viewer of ours. An old viewer of ours called Kay Moore. Who described themselves at one point. The key memory, the core memory I have of Kay Moore. They described themselves as excited as a slug in gravy. And that was picturesque, is what it was. Picturesque. And now I've shared it all with you. There you go. There you go. Right? Patient? No, not patient, Nibirin. Patient. God damn it. Do that sometimes. Hope you find something tasty. Yeah, I actually made a meal that I haven't made in about 2 years. I made one of my shepherd's pies. My vegetarian shepherd's pies, which actually there's a VOD for it. There's a cooking stream that we did fucking years ago of my vegetarian shepherd's pie. So if you ever want to make it, then there's a VOD for it. Learn how to make it. Speaking of which, we are doing I need to prepare the kitchen at some stage, because we are doing a cooking stream next Thursday. How are we going to do the cooking stream? I got no fucking idea. I have got next week to work that out. Next week to work that shit out. But we're going to do one. I committed to it. We're going to do it. That's a thing. That is a thing that's occurring, you know. That was what you people voted for. That's what we're doing. All right. Definitely not cooking with fungi. Good lord. What is wrong with you? Why would you even suggest that, Raza? Why would you even suggest that? Kindrin, how you doing, you beautiful bean? I might like buy a load of ingredients that Chunk for like one of Chunk's meals, and Chunk can teach me how to make it. I feel like that might be entertaining if he's available. I don't know whether he will be, because I don't know what his shifts are next week. Better to steal goodly than come up with something yourself poorly. I mean, yeah. Most of the time, I suppose. I suppose. Not excuse. I suppose. I was going to say excuse, but definitely not. Suppose, you know? China for Love and Deep Space. Yeah. Of course it's China, because they do the massive PR stunts over in China for Love and Deep Space. Like, that's kind of how I really got fascinated by some of the stuff with Love and Deep Space, was just how wild the fandom go for it. Like booking out entire hotels and making them themed for a very specific character in the game and stuff like that. It's pretty wild. You know? You can still make MC look non-binary, but I think she's coded as she, they. I wish they'd add a female love interest, but honestly, don't think they will. I don't think they will. Mainly Alexandra Griffin, and this is horrible to say, but mainly because I think if they added a female or non-binary love interest, it would put a lot of people off the game. And when I say a lot of people, I'm talking about the whales. I'm talking about the people that heavily invest in the in the game itself. You know, it's really shit, but that's what I expect. You know, very, very hard day today. Two very spoon draining events. One went worse than I expected, and the other went slightly better. Well, I am glad that one went slightly better, but you take it easy, Zabadian. Two very spoon draining days means that you now have to recuperate some of them spoons. Metal screamed, shepherd's pie. All about it. I had one tonight as well. It was very tasty. And I have two in the fridge, which I'm actually genuinely looking forward to, because tonight, the one that I had earlier today was really fucking good. Real fucking good, you know? He's already waiting for 3 of them, Zabadian. Oh, God. I'm still waiting for another patient. Oh, God, no. Good Lord. Good Lord. Blushes and kicks the dirt. Oh, Vipros, calm yourself. What do you like, game? What do you like? Oh, sultry individual, you. God damn. So according to Wikipedia, homosexuality in China is technically legal, but there's no protection from discrimination, and the state has been closing gay venues and discouraging portrayals of even effeminate men in the media. Yes, Early Witness. Yeah. That's how I've always understood it. That China, I won't say any of the other countries, but I believe it to be not solely down to China. Where China, it is technically legal, and as I understand it, in like metropolitan areas, in like big cities in China, you will find it being a lot more open and welcoming. Like a lot more accepting of homosexuality. However, it is frowned upon socially, and as you say, there's no protection from discrimination. It's one of those, it's legal, you can do it, but we're not gonna protect you from any discrimination. Like that's between you and that person. Do you know what I mean? It's nothing to do with us. They're very much it's technically legal, you've got what you wanted, we wash our hands of you. Do you know what I mean? Which is really shit. We had to build a tower with uncooked spaghetti and marshmallows. Completely legit. Oh, Kayla, that vexes me in my little fucking soul. Ooh, Ken stuff. Exciting times.
Panda to my ego. Panda to it. Panda to it.
Odd sock casserole.
Do you know what, Razotter? I actively celebrated Chunk the other day because I think that he managed to pick up the only 2 socks he owns that match. And he wore them at the same time. He had matching socks, and I actively took a moment and was like, good Lord, you've actually got matching socks today. And he was like, oh yeah, so I do. And I was like, well done. Bravo. You deserve this. You deserve this. And many more. Bravo. You have done well. There. There you go. Well done. There you go. Was he dressing fancy? No, not particularly. I think he actually accidentally got matching socks. They were completely accidental that he got matching socks. And he was like, oh yeah. Like, it genuinely seemed to come as a surprise to him that he was wearing matching socks. You know? Guess what playthrough you've been watching today? You've been as in one of my playthroughs? You've been watching my playthrough of Alien Isolation, Stupedia? You've been watching the VODs channel, you beautiful bean? I appreciate you. Thank you very much for that. I assume it's me. You know. You have indeed. Stupedia, you Jen. Thank you so much for watching my VODs. And for all those people that are watching the VOD right now, thank you so much for watching the VOD. I genuinely, really, really appreciate it. If you would think about clicking that subscribe button, because I need to get to 1,000 subscribers. And I know it's going to be a slow process, and that's okay. That's all right. I don't mind it being a slow process. But I also know that I am among all of those people in the world that completely fucking forget to subscribe to a channel unless I'm reminded. So this is my reminder saying thank you very much for watching the VOD. I really appreciate it. And if you would like to, if you'd like to see more of this inane bullshit that I come out with, then by all means, click that cheeky little subscribe button, you know? That's not the subscribe button on Twitch. That's the subscribe button on YouTube. The subscribe button on YouTube is completely for free. It's like the follow button on Twitch. The subscribe button on Twitch, you people have already been too bloody kind to me, all right? So none of that. None of that, okay? We organized an escape room as a team once. That was fun and it fit the goal. Yeah, exactly. I feel like the escape rooms where you are put in a room and you have to escape from the room by doing puzzles and shit like that. I feel like that is effectively the Crystal Maze. The Crystal Maze is a great way to do a team building day. It's a fantastic way to do a team building day. Here are a shitload of puzzles and you have to work as a team to get out of the room within this allotted space of time. That is a good call. That's a good idea for a team building thing, you know? Once helped organize a whole team building day, made a treasure hunt through the middle of Cork. Then we went to a place where they'd teach a group of us to cook a meal together, and we ate it. That was awesome. That sounds awesome. That sounds like a great day. Oh, Faulty Towers, Uli Witness. I'm afraid I was not a Faulty Towers person. I saw the occasional episode. I understand the reference for Madame Bouquet, Mrs. Bouquet, you know, but overall I don't remember a lot of it. You know, escape rooms sound like a great idea. It's not some really awkward, fake, contrived thing that's too tied to work for people to probably engage in. Yes. Yeah, you really need... I've always said this, do you know what I mean? I almost actually, when I worked for the pharmaceutical company, I very, very nearly applied for a job in HR. I very nearly applied for a job in HR. Because... First of all, I knew all the HR people really, really well. You provide them with cake for long enough, they get to know you very well. But second of all, because and that was an ongoing thing, by the way. I literally had the head of engineering turn around to me and be like, "Hey Val, you confuse me." And I was like, "What do you mean?" And he was like, most people when they want their job, or they want their contract extending, because I was on like a fixed term contract, they were like, most people when they want their contract extended work really hard, put in the extra hours, make sure that everyone knows how unbelievably valuable they are within the team in order to continue that like working relationship. I was like, yeah. He was like, but you provide HR with cake. And I was like, yeah. And he was like, it baffles me. And I was like, am I still here? And he was like, yeah. And that's what baffles me. I was like, you just got to think outside the box sometimes, friend. Got to think outside the box. Make friends with the HR department. You know, they're nice people. Make friends with HR. Fucking perfect. No issues at all. You know, I had a great time. I had a fucking great time. You know, working smarter, not harder. I mean, to be fair, Max, yeah, effectively, it was quite the interesting ordeal for sure. And that's the reason why he kept coming to me. That same head of engineering kept coming to me anytime he needed an out of the box like thought process. He was like, I need an idea that's gonna solve this issue that's not gonna be conventional, because we've already done all the conventional stuff and it's not working. So what can I do? Oh, I know. I'll go see Val. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? My patient is outstanding and you'll never know when. Oh, Stupedia. If you come up to me, Stupedia, in the middle of fucking TwitchCon EU and you just walk up to me and be like, hey, Val, patient, that'll be it. I'll be flipping tables. There'll be all kinds of chaos. All right? There'll be all kinds of chaos. Thank you very much, Nibirin, for shouting out Robblehead there. I appreciate that. I appreciate the shout out. I'm a Sonic speedrunner. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that you were doing Sonic. Do you do other games as well, Robblehead? Or is it like, are you a fucking hyper-focused, fast-track Sonic the Hedgehog speedrunner? These are the questions. Also, hi, Chunk. How was work? Okay. Okay. Yeah, it's fucking freezing. Also, your socks are on the radiator. So, that's my housemate Chunk. For those people that don't know who Chunk is behind the curtain. Behind the curtain. Don't look behind the curtain. Slugging gravy. Don't need any sauce on my dinner today, thanks. You know it. You know it. Like a slugging gravy. Yeah. It was a visual. It was a visual, a fucking great visual. It made me, the first time I heard about it, absolutely cackled. Like, you know, the kind of laugh that you get to the point where you are laughing so hard externally, like exhaling that laugh so fucking hard that you are struggling to inhale and you end up wheezing. Alec Wallace, you beautiful bean.
Hello, Valen, you beautiful being. Just hopping in for a second.
I appreciate
insanely busy 2 weeks.
Ooh.
I've had 5 hours sleep for the last 3 days and doesn't look like the rate is going to increase soon.
Oh, Jesus, Alec. I am genuinely really gutted to hear that, friend. I hope that you find a good, like, 10-hour stint where you can just collapse somewhere and fucking doze for a while. I am genuinely fucking gutted to hear that, buddy. I'm glad that you're busy. I hope that it is worthwhile to you and not just to your job of employment, you know. But fuck, that is rough. That is rough, you beautiful bean. Thank you so much for popping in. Even if just to throw in the massive tier 3 sub, you cheeky little devil, for 23 months. I should now inscribe your name on the tier 3 Mirror of Vein using the better of the two thingy. There we go. Alec Wallace, your name is inscribed on the tier 3. Sexy little Mirror of Vein. These ones are immortal ones. They always stay. By having your name on the tier 3 Mirror of Vein, it means you get access to my personal Snapchat, not a bum Snapchat, you cheeky devil. And of course, you get access to all the sexy little emotes, but the most important thing, including the tier 2 Pokemon emotes with my face on them, and the tier 3 cursed emotes. But the most important thing is you got to roll over every morning and go, God, I wish they'd bring around cloning. So when someone says, go fuck yourself, I literally could. Ooh, sexy, ooh, yes, meow, you know? Yeah, no. It's all down to work stuff. It gets finished and I get a new project, so it's well worth it. Okay, that's good. I'm glad that it's worth it. I'm glad that it's worth it, even if it means a couple of weeks of suffering. I know what that's like. I have worked in entertainment industry for years and years and years and years and years. The amount of times that it's like, right, okay, we've got the last 2 weeks of set up, build up, do the shows, and then pack down again. I know those intense fucking weeks. So I'm glad that it's gonna be worth it, but I genuinely hope you find like a good like 10-hour solid stint where you can just fucking collapse and sleep. Do you know what I mean? Master Crowther, how you doing, you beautiful bean? Or Crowther? You've got kind of a weird question, but come give it to me. Throw it at me like Spider-Man. I mean, you know. Hope you had a good weekend. Planned pun has been removed from this message for your enjoyment. I appreciate that, Kindred. I had a relatively quiet weekend. I had a busy weekend. I was in a really, really productive headspace. So I ended up doing a lot of that and watching, for some reason, something that has never really appealed to me, but randomly came across my, like, YouTube, was a guy called Beard Meets Food, who is a YouTuber who does like eating challenges, like trying to eat this massive meal in an hour or what have you, and he goes around the world going to different places. Not something that I'm normally into. Not something I'm normally into at all. But for some reason, it ticked that dopamine box for me this weekend. Absolutely ticked that dopamine box for me this weekend. So I watched maybe a dozen of his videos this weekend, and I was just like, oh, okay, this is my dopamine this weekend. There we go. You watch him all the time? Yeah. He's only from like Leeds as well, so he's like an hour and a bit away from me, you know. Watched him eat huge meals. Oh, yeah, I've seen him eat a fair few huge meals, to be fair. Ladies and gentlemen, and all genders outside and between, delve deep into your pits of popcorn and throw them at the raiders, throw them at these cheeky devils. Look at these people coming in here. I mean, really, could you even imagine? Who do they think they are? The absolute audacity, the scandal, the preposterousness. How very dare they? Milky Pork coming in here. You cheeky little devil, you. Look at you. Coming in here, getting your Milky Pork everywhere. It me, the milkiest of porks. Oh God, we love those milky porks all over the place. Oh God damn. Oh my God, how are you enjoying Voices of the Void? That is one of my favorite. We tried playing it, and I would love to return to it at some stage, because it was it was very, very interesting. There was a lot of like hidden shit in it. It was very, very interesting. But yeah, you're loving it. What bizarre and peculiar things have they recently added to the Voices of the Void game? Voices of the Void is like Signal Simulator. The game is, you are a person who runs a radar facility and scans the radio waves of the universe. That is your job. But in amongst that, aliens invade, demons exist, there's bones down a well, there's like so much random shit that goes on in that game, and the dev is a massive troll, and keeps bringing out like Halloween editions and what have you. Very much one of those devs that will happily like just make shit for the sheer shits and giggles of it, especially if he follows like one of the content creators that plays his game and like adds stuff just to fucking wind them up. It's great. It's really, really good. People, go check out Milky Pork. You all know Milky Pork right now. First of all, because that's a very memorable name. Second of all, because they're fucking excellent. They've been here for a real long fucking time. They're a wonderful, wonderful bean. I can't believe that you're playing fucking Voices of the Void. I'm gonna have to come and watch that VOD. because I fucking love that game. I love watching people play that game. For sure. For sure. People, if you're new here, two things you need to know about this channel. One, you're not allowed to apologize. Faux pas, individuals, faux pas. Instead of saying sorry, try saying thank you. Instead of saying sorry, I'm late, say thanks for waiting. Instead of saying sorry, I'm such a burden, say thanks for being there for me. It'll make you a much more positive individual. Two, if you're under the age of 18, I have to ask you to leave. I've got to ask you to leave, for I am a colossal filth wizard, and don't be corrupting the ears of the young. It's not what I'm about. No, 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 you cheeky little devils, you. You cheeky little devils. You know. It's a game that I don't mind backseating on. Do you know what? It's one of the very few games that I don't mind backseating on either. I get what you're saying. I don't like people telling me what to do, but if they're like, you should go to these coordinates because something cool happens, it's like, okay, no, I'm not against that. Do you know what I mean? Not against that. Hydrate, friends. What was I going to say? Oh, Milky Pog, if you need to disappear off, go grab a snaffly treat, a delightful beverage. Please go and do so. Please look after yourselves. Please do what you need to do, you cheeky little devil. All right, thanks so much for bringing your people in here. And that goes the same for all of your wonderful community as well. If you all need to disappear off, I fully understand. Thank you so much for popping by and saying hi. Appreciate that. Twitch VOD was a long one. Only half of it was Voice of the Void, and the other half was demos. Okay, cool. Thank you very much for letting me know. I would imagine it might be separated out. Oh, my sister just messaged me. I would imagine that it might be like separated out in the VOD itself. I'm doing the school run of my nibblings tomorrow. And my sister's just asking because she can't drive the car at the moment, which is the reason why I'm helping her out taking the nibblings to school. She's just asking whether I can take her somewhere while I've got the car. I'm like, yeah, of course. Of course I can. Of course I can. No issues at all, you know. Next Thursday or the 15th. So this Thursday, this Thursday coming, which... Come on, Val, dates. The 8th, we are doing Orginizer, which is an orgy organizer simulator. It's like a big puzzle game that has Twitch integrations, so you all can join the orgy. We can have the community joining the orgy. And yes, it's terms of service safe. And also, the all profits from the game itself go to charity. So anybody who chooses to buy the game, all the profits go to charity. I really like it. I really like the dev. The dev's really awesome and keeps popping in and saying hi. Just a really friendly individual. And they support... Let me get this right. So they support Planned Parenthood, which is a sexual health charity over in America. But they also support... Like, that's all the profits from the game go to Planned Parenthood. But there are some options where you can feature in the game. Where you can like get your person put in like the core game and stuff like that. And all of that money goes to, I want to say the Trevor Project. I think it's the Trevor Project. So yeah, big fans of the dev's ethos and the game itself. And also, you know, Twitch terms of service safe to organize orgies. Fucking perfect. What more could you possibly need, right? What more could you possibly need? How's it going, Kayla? How you doing, you beautiful bean? Chewknackers, you glorious individual. That is an achievement in any man's life. Do they have holes? Do what have holes? What? Oh, the socks. Some of Chunk socks definitely have seen better days. Although I think he's binned a whole load of them recently because of like just having a nice clear out of the wardrobe. I've also been having a clear out of the wardrobe. I also ordered a brand new suit today. I ordered a fancy new suit today, friends. Because I've got a show on this weekend in Sheffield. Can I show you my new suit? I've got a show on this weekend in Sheffield. And I was like, do you know what? I've worn like the same sort of wardrobe for such a long period of time. I want to jazz it up a little bit. I want to get a new suit. I want to do something new. And this is the suit that I've bought. Your socks are like fine wine, more like fine milk. Very Valen, very me. I've got a really nice like black shirt that'll go really, really well with it as well. God, I'm a big fan. I hope it fits because it was just like small, medium, and large, which isn't great, but yeah, I was like, I want a fancy new suit. I want to wear a new suit to this beautiful place, you know? Fancy. Yeah, looking forward to it. Looking forward to, that should be arriving some point tomorrow. But yeah, I was like, do you know what? It's a good gig. The money, they're really quick at paying as well, so the money that I've spent on that I'll be getting back very, very quickly.
When does a bad joke become a dad joke? When it's fully grown.
Do you know what? Do you know what? I stopped myself there, Zabadian. I stopped myself because I very nearly groaned, and I realized that the moment I groaned, the moment I would have been the punchline to that. All right. Jealous Sissy boy, welcome on in. How you doing? Welcome on in. God damn it, Zabadian. Thank you very much for the 100 little panderings. Good lord. Good lord. You've been invested in the council playthrough. Stupedia, were you here when we played the council, the first playthrough? The first actual playthrough? The council was an absolutely fantastic game until one specific point in it. One very specific point in it. And then suddenly it was like, well, this isn't believable anymore. And it's got nothing to do with the storyline. It's got nothing to do with the storyline. That was the first and the last joke. You need to go to bed. Zabadian, thank you so much once again for being here. You exquisite individual. I really, really appreciate you. You beautiful bean. You beautiful, beautiful bean. Thank you very much. You take it easy. Have a wonderful, wonderful sleep, you cheeky devils. Thank you very much for fulfilling my patience as well. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Hence why I'm watching it. I'm gripped by it. Cool. I'm glad that you're gripped by it, but when you're watching through the VOD, Stupedia, you will know the exact moment. And I'm like, oh, come on. Really? Like, I fucking love the game. Really enjoyed the storyline. Was perfectly happy to keep playing and did. Played it right through the way through. Completed the fucking game. Genuinely excellent game. Really, really fucking loved it. There was just one element where I was like, really? Something very specific happens to my character and nobody else seems to notice. Despite how unbelievably obvious it is, none of the other characters seem to notice. It's just like, really? Nobody's noticed? Nobody has noticed this very, very obvious thing that has happened. Nobody. Okay. All right. I see how it is. See what's going on there. All right. Is there a lot of cork to go through the middle of? Huh? What, Kayla? What do you mean? Oh, as in the town in Ireland? I actually don't know how big Cork is. I've definitely been there before. I was a little hazy. Grew up with a lot of British TV on PBS. Are you being served? Hello, hello. Good morning. The person that could speak French but with a terrible accent. That's the one. I prefer cake as well. Right, cake. Always making friends with HR. I always make friends or be kinder to the cleaning staff. Always. Yeah. Completely agree. Well, to be fair, I think a lot of good citizenship, as it were, as an employee, just don't be a tool to people. Just don't be a dick. You know?
Panda to my ego, panda to it, panda to it!
Renee, what are you doing in arms of that serving girl?
It is not what it looks like. It is not what it looks like. I am fine. It was a ploy. That's the one. Master Crowther, you had a question for me. I haven't got to it yet. I haven't got to it.
Panda to it!
But I will get to it.
Good morning.
Good morning. This is a very old British TV show about British soldiers in World War II.
Panda to it!
I shall say this only once.
British soldiers in World War II during, like, spying on the Nazis in occupied France. It's very, very particular, and you will only really get it if you've seen the TV show. So anybody that's like, what the fuck are you on about? Don't worry. Don't panic. It's not you. It's definitely us. Okay? It's definitely us. It's very niche humor.
Panda to my ego, panda to it, panda to it!
And don't forget about the fallen Madonna with the big boobies.
Yeah, Oh my god. Amazing. Amazing. You like my eyeshadow? Thank you very much, Master Crow there. I appreciate that. I like my smoky eyes. Although they're less smoky today and more just there. Just very black block, you know? Ignore the voice behind the curtain. Exactly. Exactly. My butler. No, Chunk isn't my butler. He does not buttle. He does not buttle. You know? Currently just running Sonic 1 because I only started in February, but I'm planning on learning the rest of the 2D classics and then possibly branching out way down the line. That is fair. That is fair, Robblehead. If you like speedrunners, Robblehead, you should check out this dude who is a exceptionally glorious being. Let me make sure that's how you spell his name. Excuse me. Yes, that is how you spell his name. Good. You should go and check out my dear friend General Andrews. General Andrews does speedruns of retro games. A lot of Mega Man, and he's been doing a hell of a lot of Mega Man recently, but has just been doing a charity run of races. So he's been getting other speedrunners to jump in and do speedruns of their favorite games in order to entertain his audience and raise more money for charity and stuff like that. So yeah, it's been a good time. It's been a good time. But if you enjoy like speedruns of retro games, then you'll really like General Andrews. Really nice dude. Really nice dude. Well worth your love and attention. For sure. That can lead to hallucinations. Worse, probably getting some sleep. Yeah, for sure. Low sleep is nothing new to you. The problem is that it's all interrupted sleep right now, 1 hour or less at a time. That would be very careful. I don't even know if you're still here, Alec. I would like to think you've gone to bed, but just be careful with shit like that, because sleep deprivation doesn't just like lead to hallucinations and shit. It also is really bad for like impaired judgment and shit like that. You know, throw it at me like limp spaghetti so it may stick in strange whirls. That's how you know whether your spaghetti's cooked. Where if your spaghetti is cooked correctly, you can lob it at a wall and it'll stick. Facts, you know. Beard meets food is blooming impressive. Oh, I couldn't agree more. Okay, Master Crow that asked me a question. If I enjoy having something small up the butt, is that weird? No. Just a small thing. It's fine. There's nothing weird with putting stuff up your butt. Just make sure that it has a flared base so you don't lose it. You know? Now, as many of you will know, having seen my sex toy reviews over on the Thirst and Vanity YouTube channel, I have done a fair amount of putting stuff up my own butt. Nothing unusual about that at all. In fact, if anything, I know it's not for everybody. But for those people that are like me and enjoy a fair amount of pleasure, there are a variety of pleasure sensors up one's hiney. I will say that it takes some getting used to. Putting things up one's hiney, up one's buttocks, into the chocolate starfish, you know. It takes some getting used to. It feels really fucking weird the first few times. But once you're in that, like once you've started getting over the weird feeling, the actual possibilities of what it can lend to your pleasure is pretty impressive. Honestly, pretty impressive. Speaking as somebody who is a hedonist and is all about that pleasure. All about that pleasure. Not for everybody. Not for everybody. And that's okay. That's not a problem. But it has a lot of potential. I think a lot of the reason why many people don't like it is, and this isn't saying that this is the reason, I'm saying this may be the reason why many people don't like stuff up there, is because they can't separate themselves out from the weird feeling. It took me a good while to get past that. Ooh, this feels a bit weird. Feels a bit uncomfortable, a bit weird, I don't know how I feel about it. Bit unusual, you know? Bit unusual. But I was determined to find out what it was all about. I was determined, absolutely fucking determined. I was like, right, I am a hedonist. I want to know the maximum amounts of pleasure that a person can get, including myself, as well as like inflicting pleasure on other people, you know? I'm like, right, I want to know what it's all about. I want to know what's going on. Oh, this feels weird. Or I don't know whether I feel comfortable with this. Not sure. Not entirely sure. Oh, no. That's a possibility. That's not entirely unpleasant. That's not entirely unpleasant. Yeah, okay. No, I can understand where this is coming from. Oh, okay. That's, there we go. All right, see how it is. Inflicting pleasure. Yeah, that's some phrasing. How's it going, Amorous? Hello, you beautiful being. Can I get a shout out for Amorous Sky, please? I'd really appreciate that. How you doing? How's it going? Long time no see. Hope you are keeping well, you exquisite being. Seeing you've been doing real fucking well with the old streams. Always good to see. Always lovely to see how well you're doing. Hope you're doing well, friend. Hope things are going well. But yes, inflicting pleasure. You know, when someone's like, I am ready for pleasure, and you're like, I shall inflict it upon you. You know, standard shit. People go check out this wonderful individual. Are you doing some more Alone in the Dark? How are you finding it? How are you finding Alone in the Dark, you beautiful being? Applied for partner about 3 weeks ago, and I'm just waiting. There will be a wait. There will be a wait. Fingers crossed and touching all the wood for you. But you know, rendering pleasure unto thee. Exactly. That's exactly how I walk into every coital engagement situation, Zully Witness. I open the door in a suit of armor with the codpiece missing, and I am like, behold, my mighty sword. Prepare yourself, for I shall render pleasure unto thee. What's that? Rolled a 20. Cool, I shall smite as well. I am the paladin of pleasure. Oh, Jesus Christ. Well, now I'm just confused. Oh, what can I say? What can I say? The porkiest of milks? That is also a possibility, Milky Pork. That is also a possibility. Not sure how you spell the lady's name, but if you like the food challenges, there's a lady called something like Leah Shutkeva. Very questionable, but some of her vids. I will say, Tunakas, I don't think I am into food challenge YouTubers. I just think there was something about Beard Meats food that just hit that dopamine. Temporarily got my dopamine fix. Leah Shutkeva. That's the proper name for the food channel person. Thank you very much for the thingy. But I would imagine you say that very questionable some of her bids. When you say very questionable, do you mean that potentially is Leah suggestive? Potentially. I have known a couple of YouTubers in my suggestive at worst. Okay, right, I got you. I know a couple of YouTubers who have, let's just say they know their audience. They know their audience. And there will be like thumbnails where they're like, I went out to the German market today, and their thumbnail is just them wrapping their lips around a rather large wurst. Oh, and it's just like, yeah, you know what you're doing here. You know what's going on here. I see what's happening. You know, yeah, can see that. The wurst, exactly, right? Longest stream you've ever done? 11 hours, Milky Pork. I hope you're not still here. Go sleep. Go sleep, you beautiful being. Go do your thing. Go do your thing. See you later as well, Zabadi. I know you've already gone, but I appreciate you. As a filthy administrator, that game sounds amazing. Honestly, Kayla Tronji. I never actually say the rest of your name. I just call you Kayla. But Organizer is an excellent game. Well, you see. Come down on Thursday. If you like the game, then you can pick it up. I don't even think it's particularly expensive. Well, speaking of which, we are also starting a new horror game on Wednesday. By the way, friends, this one's a cyberpunk horror game, which I'm quite excited about. Organizer. Yes, £4.29. £4.29 is Organizer on Steam at the moment. And like I said, all profits go to charity. But if you would like to check it out before you get it, then come down on Thursday, 7 p.m. BST. How's it going, Jam Jar? Welcome on in, you cheeky devil. What's the game? Organizer? Hold on. Do you know what? I'm going to get the Steam link. Let me get the Steam link and I'll just... We're doing a community reward stream on Thursday night, 7 p.m. BST. It's called Organizer. Oh, the cyberpunk horror game? Oh, no. Oh, all right, okay. I got excited about orgies. The cyberpunk horror game is called Sense, a cyberpunk ghost story. You know Organizer? I'm glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. You've played Sense? There you go. There's the Sense one. You liked it? I am glad. It piqued my interest. It piqued my interest. There's like a cheeky little like indie ghost story type thing. I've not played something quite like that before, so I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued, you know. Your socks are like a fine wine. Classic Chunk. Can I get a shout out for Classic Chunk, please? Pretty, please. Forgot you were here this weekend. Yes. Very much so. You know. Reminds me, I ordered Suit for Ken this weekend. Huzzah! Amazing men's clothes place. Super supportive and understanding about me being trans. And they do free alterations. So my jacket and waistcoats actually fit properly. That's fucking excellent. I love that, Dean. Love that. Friends! If when I finish streaming on Thursday and you're like, my God, I can't wait for an entire 3 days before Valen comes back into our lives. I can't do this. How will I survive? How will I survive? You can actually check me out on Chunk streams on Sunday nights. It's usually about 7 p.m. between 6:30 and 7 p.m. on a Sunday night. And I jump on their stream. I jump on Chunk stream and we play Raft. And by play Raft, I mean I cause chaos. Chunk is his usual very easily distracted individual, and our dear friend Sway is on there desperately trying to wrangle us both. T to the Tam, how you doing, you beautiful bean? How's it going? Welcome on over from Rebel Inc.'s stream. How's it going? How's things? Welcome, dear friend. How's things? How is life treating you? I hope you are feeling as glorious as my face, and if you are, maybe you need to calm down because it is pretty glorious. It's pretty glorious. All right. But I'm really glad to hear that, Dean. I'm really glad to hear that. Glad that you're gonna have a very sexy suit for Ken. Ken's gonna be good. For those people that are new here, because I know we've got a couple of new people in, Ken is, I run an erotic cabaret night called Ken. Stands for Kinky Erotic Nature, but definitely called Ken just because I wanted to call a nightclub night a normal person's name. I'm that kind of person. I'm that kind of individual. Do you know what I mean? Thank you very much, Jam Jar and Nibberin, you know. Let me calm the fuck down then. I know, right? I know. Whoa, scandalous. Feeling as glorious as my face. Wild. Whew. Little hot under the collar there, you know. Ooh, when? The cabaret night? So, 23rd of May? 23rd of May is the next one.
We present to you a night of pleasure, passion, glorious entertainment with a sexy little undertone. We bring you, Kevin.
Not Kevin. Dean. Ken. Fucking Kevin. There was a Kevin command at one point, and it was confusing so many fucking people. I had to get rid of it. It was such a pain in the hoop. Oh my lordy. Oh, Dime Unotam. Oh my lordy. Fucking Kevin. Bloody Kevin. It was like we had exclamation mark Ken, which took people to our website, you know, and then we had exclamation mark Kevin, and everyone was like, which one's the real one? What are you talking about? Is it Ken? Is it Kevin? What's happening? What's going on here? I was like, this in joke has gone too far. It's gone too far. I can't deal with this, you know. Let me try and catch up with chat a wee bit. The folks who did the council also did Vampire the Masquerade Swan Song. Oh shit, Early Witness. I didn't know that. I was
kind.
Oh, Jamjar, you cheeky devil. Jamjar. Thank you very much for giving a sub to Kevin. God damn it. Is that the right one? No, this is the right one. Kevin, I should now inscribe your name upon the mirror of Vane. By having your name upon the mirror of Vane, it means you get access to my personal Snapchat. Not a bum Snapchat, Kevin. Not even for you. And of course, you get access to all the sexy little emotes. But the most important thing, Kevin, is you got to roll over every morning, look in the mirror, and go, God, do I look rough? But God damn, do I make rough look good? Ooh, sexy. Ooh, yes, meow. You know? You know? Cheeky little devil, you. For those people that are new here, all of these are mirrors. We have 57 mirrors here in this stream room. And each of them are covered in subscribers' names from the past God knows how long. Past 5 years? 4.5, 5 years maybe? A lot of names. Lot of names. Over that prolonged period of time, you know? Thank you. I'm praying that it helps keep my apartment cooler this summer. Because last year was rough. I am very fortunate in the regards that I live in a house that is relatively cold most of the time, which is fucking excellent in summer, but really shit in winter. Real fucking shit in winter, you know? And at the moment, it feels like winter, which is the reason why I got a delightfully high neck little ensemble on today, you know? God damn it. Good morning. There was Wartime Poem that used in 28 Years Later trailer, if you've heard it, has some interesting history behind it. I don't know anything about 28 Years Later, Tunakers. I watched 28 Days Later. I quite enjoyed it. I didn't get behind 28 Weeks Later, so I haven't checked anything out to do with 28 Years Later. Yet, you know? Bay windows direct sunlight this afternoon. Live in Southern California, so last year, my apartment was around 95 degrees Fahrenheit. Fahrenheit to Celsius. 95. 35 degrees Celsius? Oh, I'd be a puddle on the floor. I'd be a puddle on the bloody floor. Oh, God. There's a 28 Years Later. Yes, Tam. Yeah. They've announced it. I don't think it's in cinemas yet. I don't think it's been released, but it's currently being made. Yeah. There is a trailer for it though, I believe, because my housemate is a movie enthusiast and he fucking loves 28 Days Later, so he is ready for 28 Years Later. One of the greatest lines in Hello Hello, Officer Crabtree: I was pissing by the door when I heard two shots. You are holding in your hand a smoking goon. You are clearly the guilty potty. That's, yeah, is, but that takes some explanation, Max White. I'm not going to explain it. I'm just going to move swiftly on. But yeah, it is. I do love that. I do love the incorrect French that's been translated into English. Yeah. Claire Bear, hello, you beautiful bean. How's it going, you cheeky devil? I'm doing all right. I'm doing okay. I've had one of those days today. You know where you have pockets of extreme productivity? And in those pockets, I've done fucking loads of work. And then something distracts me, and suddenly my brain is fluff. Just fucking fluff. Now I'm like, I have got no idea what is going on. What is even occurring today? Just before stream, my stream was late. I started 20 minutes late because I noticed that a plant that is just over here, just out of fucking vision here, okay, a plant had a dead leaf on it. One dead leaf, which suddenly meant that I needed to go across all of the plants in the entire house and double check that none of them had dead leaves. And then suddenly it was 7:10. I was like, fuck, I need to be on stream. Shit. You know, one of those things. General Andrews is a good friend with another speedrunner I follow. Yeah, I was watching his charity run this morning. Perfect, Robblehead. Love this. Love this. It's a Dean. Thank you very much for giving that sub to Tam there. T to the Tam. Which is exactly how I read your name every single time I read it. All right? T to the Tam. T to the Tam. I have inscribed your name upon the mirror of Vane, which means, courtesy of Dean, you get access to all my cheeky little Snapchat. Not a bum Snapchat, all right? I know I'm rather attractive, but still, calm yourself. And of course, you get access to all the sexy little emotes. All of our emotes are trolls, you know?
Most kind.
T to the Tam, and then we've got A to the Astronaut. Thanks for that, Jam Jar. Oh my god, that's amazing. That is amazing. A to the Astronaut. Who's also been inscribed upon the mirror of Vane. Oh, Jesus. By having your name upon the mirror of Vane, it means you get access to my personal Snapchat. Not about Snapchat. Not even from outer space. And of course, you get access to all the sexy little emotes. But the most important thing, both of you, T to the Tam and A to the Astronaut. I feel like I'm about to break out into parachute pants and just throw out some old 80s graffiti and have a bit of a bop. Do you know what I mean? But the most important thing, both of you, you need to roll over every morning, look in the mirror, and go, God, do I look rough? But God damn, do I make rough look good? Ooh, harr, sexy. Ooh, yes, meow. You know? You know? It's the only way to do it. I got some like yoga pants upstairs. You know, like the baggy harem pants. I got some of them upstairs. They'll work as parachute pants, right? They're not quite as big. They're like, you know, like they've got like skinny jeans. They're like skinny parachute pants. You know. That they tried it once with someone who didn't prepare them properly and they know it to only be painful. Oh, Alexander Griffin, you're bringing me back to the anal talk, and I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Yes, 100% that. I know an awful lot of people. Oh yeah, we were talking about butt plugs and stuff. I know a lot of people who went into an anal scenario without knowing anything about fucking anal. Without knowing anything about anal sex. Which is bad. First of all, lube is your friend. In fact, you know what? Regardless of what your genitalia is, lube is your friend. Lube is your friend. Second of all, there are anal training kits out there, friends. Lube is your best friend. Lube is your friend. Doesn't matter who you are. Doesn't matter what genitalia you have. Doesn't matter whether you happen to be somebody, say, with a vulva who just gets real excited and is a personal lubrication factory. It is always worth having some just in case. All right? And no judgment on that. No judgment. If you happen to be somebody who is particularly a moistened individual, I am for it. All right? But it is always worth having it. Water-based lube, if you are using condoms or any kind of sex toys. Silicone-based lube is useful in, like, more moist environments. So if you're having sex in the bath or in the shower. However, be really fucking careful, because silicone-based lube stays real slippy for a real long fucking time. And nobody wants you falling over and breaking an ankle based on lubrication times. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? That's one thing it would be hard to explain to a paramedic. Well, basically, I was doing some filthy anal stuff in the shower and slipped over and broke my ankle. And now I'm naked with a hard-on. So... But yes, anal training kits exist, friends. Anal training kits exist. What do anal training kits do? And this is where we go full education, so Twitch, don't ban me. Anal training kits prepare your backdoor orifice for girthier materials. Do you know what I mean? You want to put in a person's penis or a rather large strap-on or the Kong Dong, which is a massive, massive fucking dildo. Or a wide butt plug. Whatever the fucking case may be. Whatever it may be, you cannot just go for it. You need to prepare one's hoop shoot. Okay? Train that butt. Okay? I bet they've seen a lot of them. I mean, when it comes to, like, what is it, Badge 502 on TikTok, where it's like they're a paramedic and they keep getting tagged in anything that people are just like, oh, it's got a flared base, it's got a flared base. Yeah, I can imagine. I don't have to imagine. I know all too fucking well that people put things up their ass that are not designed to be put up your ass. Friends, the butthole, there is a thing called hungry bum. Okay? You know how when you are out and about and you're doing some physical activity, maybe you're going for a nice long walk, maybe you're going for a jog, maybe you've just been to the gym, all right? And you get a real nasty ass wedgie. That is because your asshole is trying to eat your underwear. It's a hungry bum. Hungry bum syndrome. Well, that doesn't just happen with underwear, okay? That happens with other things as well. Nom 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 nom. Which is the reason why you should always have something with a flared base. So that it doesn't go nom 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 nom. All right?
How does Luke play hide and seek? It just slips away. But if Luke had a favorite game, I would be slip and slide.
No word of a lie. I know some porn stars that have definitely used lube for slip and slide. One of them ended up with a broken rib. So don't use lube for your slip and slide, okay? Don't do that. Turns out it's real slippy. Don't do it. You're fucking flying. Don't use bottles. Yeah, don't use any kind of fucking glass. Don't do it. Pressure differentials are painful. Yes, 100%. Tell you what, friends, when it comes to putting things up your... But do you know what? Putting anything inside your body, okay, in a sexual dynamic. Not talking about food and stuff like that. But if you're doing it, make sure it's designed for that purpose. All right? Don't look at random things in a shop and be like, ooh, I mean... Make sure you just buy sex toys, friends. Buy bloody sex toys. God damn it. Okay? But yeah, back to the point.
Panda to my ego. Panda to it. Panda to it.
A friend of mine lost a strawberry up their butt from a sudden gasp. It was meant to be a romantic gesture. Glass of wine in hand, short skirt etc. Bent over, was about to say something tantalizing and suddenly it ran inside and she almost dropped the wine. Love you all.
There you go. I told you, hungry bum syndrome. Hungry bum syndrome. Snaffles that shit right up. So yeah, friends, if you are somebody who would like to dabble in the backdoor poundings, okay, if you would like to dabble in the tantalization of the round the back nethers, which I actively encourage because there are a whole load of pleasure sensors around that shit, you know what I mean? Loads and loads of stuff like that. Do your research. Find out about anal training kits. Find out about douching, as in cleaning one's asshole so you don't get feculent everywhere. And make sure you got lube. Make sure you got lube. And not only that, if you're doing it with a partner, make sure they know about it too. Make sure they know about it too. And check in with each other. You know? Very important. Important shit. God damn it. Where was I? Yeah. Talk about anal stuff. As we do. Casual sort of thing. So, Tam, T to the Tam, I know you're new here and everything like that, but there you go. You've trial by fire. You're throwing it at the deep end. Let's go. Let's go. And thank you very much, Alexander Griffin, for reminding me of that, because, yeah, very important. Rude, my underwear is expensive.
To my ego.
How dare my bum try to eat it?
To it.
And be sure to say a genuine sorry if it does just accidentally enter the wrong hole.
That can happen. That can definitely happen. 110%. I have definitely been in situations like that. Not as in, oh no, it entered the wrong fucking hole. As in, like, they're on top and everything is very wet and lubricated and something hits wrong. Do you know what I mean? You pull out and you poke a bit that isn't ready to be poked or what have you. Apologies. Immediate, just straight up. I'm not one that's, not for sorries, generally speaking, but when you genuinely mean it, it's about, you know, I am really sorry. Are you okay? Are you all right? Do we need to stop? Is everything okay? Checking in. You good? All fun? You good? Carry on? You okay? Yeah? Sweet beans. Now, let me weigh you like a feed bag. There it was. There it was. Today's one of those days, friends. The brain is chaotic. Let me try and catch up with chat a wee bit. Now I'm just confused sexually. What, the idea of me, Rach, wearing nothing but a set of full plate armor, but with the cod piece missing? Is that what you were perplexed about? The Bishop of Bath and Wells. I am a colossal pervert, Blackadder. I'll do anything to anything. Yeah, I identified with that line very, very closely. You know. Just probably food challenges like eat as much as you can in a time limit, but it's pretty obvious that not having a gag reflex gives you a big advantage. Yeah, Tunakas for sure. Although I would imagine that not chewing things would make things worse in regards to putting as much as possible in your stomach. Do you know what I mean? Classic chunk. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Wasn't coming up when you typed it. Okay, cool. Chill time with bears. Oh, right, yeah, the raft thing. Yeah, so every Sunday night, Chunk plays Raft, and myself and Sway join him on his stream, on Classic Chunk stream. Can I get a shout out for Classic Chunk? I think I've asked for one already, but if I could get another shout out for Classic Chunks, that would be wonderful. Yeah, we play Raft on Chunk stream. So if you are in desperate need of your vanity fix, then you can find me on there on Sunday nights, usually about 7 p.m. BST-ish, thereabouts. Thank you very much, Jam. Appreciate that. Go check him out. This is my housemate. Angel Cake Lala, are you still here? Are you still here, you beautiful bean? They redeemed a whimsical fact. I don't want to give them the whimsical fact if they're not here. Hey, Lazana coming in with a 15 streams in a row. You've been streaking through here. Good lord, put some clothes on. It's bloody freezing round here at the moment. Bloody freezing. Put some clothes on. What you like? Scandalous, I tell you. Bloody scandalous. Having you both incapacitated and Sway having to rescue you was a journey. It certainly was. It certainly was. But that is exactly the kind of chaos that you come to expect from people like me and Chunk. Sway 100% holds that team together. For sure. For sure. Organizer XXL is but 552 with the add-ons. Kayla, I have the add-ons and they are interesting. They're not safe for work add-on, which basically means that when you can organize all of the people in the orgy into the relevant rooms, and then when everything starts getting down, they all get naked, which I always think is hilarious, you know. Sway is definitely MVP on that after, for sure. Ken, I wonder if I could shout out something you've been waiting for then? What do you mean, Stupedia? Tell me more, Stupedia. Of what do you refer to, you cheeky devil, you? What was catching? I'm catching up with chat, friends. I'm doing a little whip. Cheeky. Kink extraordinaire Kevin. Oh my lordy. What was the channel called that the rafting happens? Oh yeah, that was the one. Uli Witness. The one that I've just shouted out, or more specifically, my mods have just shouted out, is the one that we do the rafting shenanigans on a Sunday Eve. on a Sunday night. Thank you very much, Nibirin, for the whip command there. More recent movie, but actually pretty good. Oh, it's 28 years later out now? I know 28 weeks later. It was 28 days, then 28 weeks, and now it's 28 years, to my understanding. Just in for the re-release of 28 days and weeks later. Become impossible to find. Oh, really? Oh, shit. Definitely join the Discord too. I love it here already. Oh, T to the Tam. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate that, you beautiful bean. By all means, join our Dick Sword. The good old Dick Sword. It's a very interesting time over there. Obviously, read the rules. We have a section that's dedicated to the Questionable Game Emporium. For those people that don't know, the Questionable Game Emporium is our not safe for work area in the Discord. But for those people that don't know, as a sex educator, I play not safe for work games and I review them. So I'll go into... I'll play them basically so that you don't have to, effectively. A lot of the time it comes down to I play these games so that you don't have to. And I would say for the vast majority of them, that is the case. That is definitely the case. However, I'm trying to cultivate it now so that they're actually not safe for work games that people would want to watch. There's quite a lot of them that are like fun little puzzle games that have just got like a lewd, crude air to them that I quite like. But that all came from playing one specific game that I was sent a free key to, which was very kind of them to send a free key to me. Should have turned it down. Where I was like, yeah, I'll play this game. That sounds like a fun. Oh my god, what the fuck am I playing? And then I was like, yeah, I'll make a video on it. That's grand. And then I was like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have done that. People enjoyed my commentary on it, but fucking ridiculous. Having the same day was just super productive, and now I'm stuck on a silly phone game. Sadly, not lads. Oh, scandalous. Scandalous. The not safe for work game voiceovers that Valen do, that Valen does, well worth the price of entry. I appreciate that, Max. I appreciate that. I tried to do it. Every so often I come across a game where I'm like, I can't read this out. I can't read this out. People will just have to fucking read it themselves. I can't fucking do that. Not a fucking chance. Like the moans and the groans, I'm good with not reading those out. But the bits in between, I'm cool with that. I'm all right with this. I'll go on board, you know. Shits and giggles. But, yeah. Some of the fucking shit I have played, friends. Jesus Christ. You know. Normally, what I will say is most people know that I get a real fucking trigger when it comes to anything non-consensual. It makes me really fucking angry. And what I will say is the games that I tend to find and play that do include that are usually so shit that it doesn't trigger me. When it does, I'm like, cool, there's draw a line, I'm fucking out, I'm good, I'm out. Do you know what I mean? And a few of them have. A few of them where I'm like, not a fucking chance, I'm out. But I would say 90% of them, I'm like, this is just so shit that I can't even, like, there's no disbelief. There's no immersion at all. I'm just like, fucking, this is just shite. Just fucking awful. Oh, Jesus Christ. Very much one of those scenarios of I play them so you don't have to. For sure. For sure. And at some point, at some point this year, I would like to bring out the trigger warning website so that when it comes to not safe for work games, people can go on that website and be like, right, what are the triggers I'm looking at? What games do not include X, Y, or Z? You know what I mean? And that way, it will make things easier for people if they ever want to play stuff like that, you know? Or you can just watch me keep doing it. You know? Yeah, now. How you doing, Dime? How's it going, you beautiful bean? All of the anals. My ears perked up at anals and butt plugs. Yes. I'm all about it. I'm all about people experimenting with themselves. And I would always recommend that people experiment with themselves before they experiment with anybody else. Mainly because of the fact that you are going to... When it comes to self-experimentation, you are going to cringe the fuck out doing things by yourself. It's better to get over the cringe by yourself than it is with somebody else. And even I do it. Even I do it where I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? But at the end of the day, a lot of the things that are genuinely really pleasurable and genuinely will tick boxes for us, whether it be kinks, whether it be fetishes, whether it be just about self-experimentation and masturbation and pleasure and stuff like that. A lot of that stuff has been societally frowned upon for so long that when we come to try it ourselves, we can't help but cringe. It's been societally programmed into us that this is a cringeworthy thing that you shouldn't be doing. Oh, it's disgusting. Why would you do that? Blah, 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 blah. So if you're going to experiment with something, experiment alone so that you don't have to worry about what other people think. You don't have to worry about what other people think. How's it going, Finley? Hello, you beautiful bean. And even I do it. Even I, in the sheer amount of self-confidence, the unreasonable amount of self-confidence that I just have, even I will sit in my bedroom surrounded by accoutrements of deviant devices and be like, really? Am I doing this? Is this a thing that I am choosing to do with my time? Oh, okay. Let's see what it's like. Ooh, actually, it's quite good. You know what I mean? Ooh, unexpecting that. Ooh, how exciting. Brilliant. That tickled me. Friction makes lube necessary after a while. Most certainly. Most certainly. Lube is your best friend. Lube is your best friend when it comes to anything in the bedroom, any fucking coital engagement at all, whether it be coital engagement alone, coital engagement with somebody you fucking love to pieces and you're going to spend the rest of your life with, coital engagement when it comes to a fucking stranger on a one-night stand scenario. No judgment at all. We don't judge here, you know? If it comes to any of those scenarios, lube is your friend. You should always have lube. Always have in-date lube. And that is a reminder for people to check their fucking lubricants, check the date on their lube, check the date on any condoms you got or any femdoms you got, or fucking, yeah, just check the dates on shit, all right? But lube is fucking excellent, and you should always have it around. There is nothing wrong with needing a little extra lubricant, needing a little extra assistance. There is nothing wrong with it. There is nothing shameful about it. And if anybody ever tries to shame you for it, cut them out of your life. Cut them out of your life. You deserve better. I don't give a shit whether you've been married to them for fucking 30 years. Cut them out of your life. You deserve better. Or tell them. You know, if you've been married to them for 30 years, maybe you should be like, do you know what? This isn't fucking cool. Pack it the fuck in. And then if they don't, then cut them out of your life. You deserve better. You deserve better. They've seen a lot of them for sure. Just remind me of the meme of an Ewok that says, prepare your anus. I don't know that meme, Tunaggers. I don't know that one. Love his TikTok account. Watch it all the time. Yeah, I need to get back into doing TikToks. I have been extremely lackluster with them. 100 duck-sized horses. A long time no see, you exquisite individual. I hope you are doing well. I hope you're doing well, friend. I joined to train the butt. I agree, but I'm not sure what we're talking about. Talking about butt stuff. In an educational capacity, you know? Worked in an emergency room at the hospital. I have heard the horror stories. I am glad that you haven't witnessed the horror stories, Amaris. I'm glad that that wasn't a thing that you witnessed, you know? Yeah. Don't use lube for slip and slide. Don't use slip and slide water for lube. Agreed. Both on both accounts. Cornwall, how you doing? How's it going? Long time no see. Been looking at the guest photos again. Nice. Thank you very much. They are grand and dandy, and all the people that one of the key things that I want to say about the Ken nights and stuff that we do, we have bands. So for those people that don't know, I run an erotic cabaret called Ken. Stands for Kinky Erotic Nature, but it's mainly called Ken because I wanted to call it a person's name for sheer shits and giggles. When people go into the venue, they get a wristband for entry, and then they get asked because consent is important, and the first thing that we ever do is speak to our guests about consent. They get asked whether they would be happy to be photographed by our professional photographers. And we give them a neon yellow band that literally says on it, I am happy to be photographed. Every single one of the people that was photographed on the Ken website, in the guest thingies, has one of those bands, or works for us if they're a volunteer. We take consent very, very seriously, and we take anonymity very, very seriously as well. So, yeah, it's very, very keen. So every single one of those people that you see in there consents to be photographed. We take, with it being erotic, with it being the fact that everybody dresses up and everything like that, we take consent and anonymity very, 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 very seriously. You know. One in particular you really liked and should be framed and put up in an art gallery. Oh, I'll let the photographers know about that. Cornwall, that's really kind of you to say. I really appreciate that. What goes up must come down, and not the same as what goes in will come out. That is true. That is true, 100 duck-sized horses. What is in will eventually come out, but may need medical assistance. You know? Don't buy actual bloody sex toys. Yeah, don't do that. And if you are making your sex toys bloody, unless it's during one's lunar cycle, there's probably a problem, and you should seek medical attention. Do you know what I mean? Clean your sex toys as well. While we're doing all of the educational shit, clean your sex toys. Do that thing, you know. Don't be a dummy. Be careful with your bummy. Fucking hell. Milky Pork. Fuck's sake. See an opportunity here for what, an exclamation mark lube? Or just me putting lube on a slip and slide and breaking a rib. You know? Sometimes things slip. They do. Exactly. Happened to me and I felt my soul leave my body in the worst way. Jam Jar, it's happened to me several times in the past. And there is a genuine panic because of the meme that went round fucking 20 years ago, where it was like, oh, I just slipped into the wrong hole. And it's just like, no, actually that does happen. It's never a slip into a wrong hole, or very rarely a slip into a wrong hole. Normally it's a slip and a poke, and then it's immediately, I'm so sorry, that was not meant to happen. My bad. Are you okay? Are you all right? I just... Accountability. Apologies. Do your bits and pieces, you know what I mean? I've shifted and things ended up in places where I hadn't intended. Exactly. Exactly. Such things happen. But it's all about honesty and accountability and checking in with each other, you know? Let me wear you like a feed bag. That's a line I need to use sometimes. You are very welcome. Take it with my blessing. Take it with my blessing. Found earlier thing, I'm not chaotic. I'm calm. Later, Val, I'm totally chaotic. What are you talking about? I am very calm this evening. Just talking about butt stuff, all right? Chewing things. I mean, a little nibble, Kiara. Little nibble here and there. You know, num 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 num. All fun and games. Well, if the road is rainy and steamy, it's definitely raining. Oh, what? Do you know what? It's not been too bad at the moment, but it was raining early on, for sure. For sure. Almost fist bumped the air, not used to doing shout-outs for people not here. Look, sometimes it's got to be done, okay? Think about what you were waiting to hear from a certain word, Ken. Stupedia. God damn it, Stupedia. I'm surprised that 28 years later took so long to come out. I'm not, Kiara. I'm not surprised that 28 years later it took so long to come out. And the reason why I'm not surprised it took so long to come out is because, to my understanding, the reason why 28 Days Later was such a cult classic was because it didn't do well in the box office. Didn't do well in box office, and I don't think 28 Weeks Later did well in the box office either. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But also, on top of that, we are definitely in an age where the movie industry is desperately trying to farm as much money as they can from everything they possibly can. So you have got remakes coming out your ass. You have got well-known brands making movies like Barbie, for example. You have got franchises adding super fucking late sequels out of fucking nowhere. The Matrix, 28 years later, Beetlejuice. Do you know what I mean? And I'm not saying that that makes them bad movies by any stretch of the imagination. I really enjoyed the Beetlejuice movie. I think there was too much going on. I think they could have literally taken about 3 of the storylines out of it, and it would have been still just as good. But it all comes down to... Well, what it comes down to is making money. And the movie industries have been scared of losing money since all of the piracy of the 2000s, and now are like, right, what can we do that's a safe bet? Where can we put our money that is a safe bet of giving us a good return? And the answer is find something that already has a great audience. Cult classics. Cult classics with their fandoms. Woo! Woo! You know? Oh god, I am so fucking far behind in chat. Friends! An advert is about to be upon us. An advert is about to be upon us. I'm going to use this opportunity to go and visit the urination station and make myself a decaf Yorkshire tea. That's what I'm going to do. And now I'm going to whip down and catch up with chat. But friends, I suggest that you use this opportunity to also visit the urination station. Don't forget to wash your piss mittens. Get up, have a stretch your eyes, look at something in the distance, and look back again. Grab some kind of beverage, hot, cold, or if the time is permitting, flamboyant as fuck. Don't forget to take your meds if you haven't done it already, and now is the appropriate time to do so. Take them now. If you're wearing a binder, have a couple of deep breaths. Stretch those lungs out, stretch those rib cages out, and never wear a binder longer than is medically recommended, which is what we understand to be 6 hours. Now is a good time to go and charge your sex toys. Now's a good time to go check the dates on your lubricants and condoms if you use them. And also, while I'm at it, if you've left something in the washing machine, now's a good time to go get it out and hang it up. There you go. There you go, cheeky devils. Friends, I'll be back in 3 minutes. Don't go anywhere, you cheeky little devils, all right? See you in a second. See you in a second. Hello, you cheeky devils. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. The poll is up. Do we own any naughty toys? Thank you very much, mods, for throwing a poll up there. A poll? An internet poll? You're doing well on the self-promos. Thank you very much. I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best to remember to do the self-promos. It's only when it comes up in conversation, you know what I mean? Do you own any naughty toys? Okay, we had 52% of people saying yes, 3 to 6. 20% of people saying they don't have any yet, but they are willing to have sexy toys. Naughty toys, even. 16% of people said yes, 1 to 3. 12% of people said blinks a trunk full. And nobody said they're not for me, which is absolutely fantastic to hear, friends. That is absolutely fantastic to hear, because they are merely aids. Aids to the boudoir. Aids to your thingy. You should never feel threatened by a sex toy. You should never ever feel threatened or intimidated by a sex toy. Sex toys are just there for your amusement and entertainment. I actively encourage people to include them in their sex lives. Help aids. Exactly. Exactly. I fucking love this shit. I have more than 6, but not a trunk full. I have... Well, let's just put it this way. I literally own my own BDSM dungeon. Like, forget the trunk full. I have a loft full. I have an attic space full. It is well and truly full. Most expensive. People say that Warhammer is the most expensive hobby in the world. I disagree. Most expensive hobby in the world is sex toys. Because you can never sell them on. You can never, ever, ever sell them on. So you... Like, one, it runs out of battery. Not even runs out of battery. It breaks for whatever reason. Or you've overused it. Or it's just one that you've forgotten. Or just thinking, or you, for some reason, end up splitting up with a lover or a partner or a husband / wife / marital persons. You know, whatever the scenario, you end up binning them. Can't sell them on. Can't do it. Most expensive thing there is. You can recycle them. You can recycle them. There are certain companies that will do recycling things for sex toys, you know. Eris Ptolemy. Well, hello there, you cheeky devil. Look at you waiting a whole 24 minutes to get all close and personal and up in my business. Your brain is soup. I can't say I'm surprised. It's one of those days today. It is soup day. But you are looking absolutely exquisite. Maybe it's because of the fact that your brain is soup that you look so tasty. God damn. Scandalous individual. You scandalous human being. Look at you looking all tasty. Good lord. Thank you very much for waiting so bloody long for your smolder there, Eris Ptolemy. I appreciate that. I'm going to whip down a wee bit, friends, because I am way behind in chat. Have you played House Party? The dialogue is not deep by any means, but I was surprised at how much of a game there was in there. The actual eventual puzzle is just the puzzles that get people into bed. I have not played House Party, All Witness. It's not one that grabs me. It feels like another, like, badly made standard CG model kind of game. Like, I've played a whole load of them, you know. Experiment alone in a safe way. Well, to be fair, Ollie Winners, you know what? I was gonna say something there, but I'm actually gonna correct my saying. Yeah, experiment alone, but before you experiment with everything, do your research first. Do your research first. You know what I mean? You wouldn't throw yourself into a kickboxing tournament if you didn't know anything about kickboxing, you know? Coital engagement, a squeaky chest of draw. Yeah, definitely. Chest of drawers. Chest. Trunk. Whatever the scenario, you know what I mean? Reading an article on how to prepare an orgy. And although I would say it's common sense, it amuses me that it reached a point and says, do not invite anyone to a sex party who doesn't know it's a sex party. Throw a regular dinner party and just hope it will turn into an orgy, and be straight with your guests about what they can expect right from the start. 100%. I can only imagine the horror stories of every... Yeah, oh god, yeah, 100%. And do you know what? I know a couple of people that have been to, like, house parties that have turned into orgies, and, like, they were the only monogamous couple there. And they were just like, this is now really fucking awkward. This is now extremely fucking awkward, you know? God damn it. Can I say which the photo is? I think it's a bit special. Cornwall, if you could do me a favor, if you're still here, you beautiful bean, if you could do me a favor and DM me it, that would be wonderful. Because I don't want to send loads and loads of people over to see a picture of our guests, if that makes sense. Yes, they've agreed to be photographed, but I don't want to flaunt them, if that makes sense. We do use, like, guest photographs for our promo material, but we always cut their heads out or make their faces so unbelievably blurry that they can't be recognized. Because we want people to understand that the event is popular. Do you know what I mean? We want people do go, they do dress up, gives people an example of what to wear and stuff like that. But we always protect the anonymity of our guests, even if they've consented to have their photo taken. We protect their anonymity. If they want to share their photos, they can do, but I'm not going to make that call for them. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to make that call for them. But yeah, if you would like to DM me it, I'm more than happy to know which one it is, for sure. For sure. We love accountability. T to the Tam, you know it. You fucking know it. Do you know what? I will say that I think that accountability is one of the most admirable traits a person can have. To turn around and be like, do you know what? I was wrong. I accept this. And I am accountable for my actions. Is genuinely, that is possibly, people talk about fucking the real strength, the real man, strength, grr, yeah. I honestly think that accountability is the strongest thing that a person can do. Of everything that exists in the world. To take a moment and be like, do you know what? I was wrong. And I am accountable for my actions. Yeah, 110%. 110%. Physically calm, verbally chaotic, you know. Neither did well outside DVD sales. Yeah, that was the one, Jamjar. Thank you very much. First two movies were released 2 years apart as well. That's all right. That's all right. Also, how are you doing, Kiara? How's things? Massive hit once it got onto the TV into people's homes. Yeah. I don't think it was well marketed, if I remember correctly. Talking about 28 days later. Films don't have the luxury of making money on the home video market anymore. No, not all. If they're lucky, they'll be maybe 3 weeks or so before being thrown into a streaming service. 100% ravaging Marvel. 100%. Pirating software fucked movies. Pirating software fucked the cinema. Nobody went to the cinema anymore because everyone had massive fuck-off TVs with surround sound systems at home, and they could pirate something for free. Do you know what I mean? And then, to the absolute disbelief of what I was expecting of existence, streaming services put people off pirating, which was wild. Which was genuinely fucking wild. I was not expecting that. Because it's very rare that somebody turns around and goes, actually, do you know what? I will pay money for something that I can get for free. But I think it was purely down to the sheer volume of stuff that you could get for that money that made people go, do you know what? I'm on board this. I'm on board this, you know? Calmotic? Excuse me? Oh, as in chaotic and calm? I am calmotic, exactly. I think it grabbed the home audiences because they weren't expecting zombies in a domestic setting. Maybe, indeed. Would have been funny if they filmed them all about the same time and released the second one actually 28 weeks later and the third one actually 28 years later. Honestly, that sounds like a solid marketing goal. Shade. Honestly, I think that is exactly the kind of shit that I would be on board. That would be exactly the kind of shit that I'd be on board. For sure. You know my real dad? Goes to Dubai break anyway. Yeah, that's right, Eris. Cheeky devil, you. Cleaning displays and keyboards, you filthy beggars. I can't guarantee anything. I had to be told by my my mods to clean my camera lens the other day. I didn't even realize. It was fucked. You know. Had to vote nay but willing. Not currently but planning. That is entirely fair. That is entirely fair. Do you know what? We should also do mods. One of my darling mods. Can you set me up a poll? Which is, have you ever used sex toys? Hey, you beautiful beans. The sub goal has been met. I forget the sub goal exists. The sub goal is there for a very specific reason, by the way, friends. The reason why that sub goal is there is for a very, very specific reason. But thank you very much, beautiful beans, for hitting that sub goal. It means the world to me. It genuinely means the world to me. That you will never understand, I don't think, how much that helps, you know. Sam, you beautiful being, coming in with a 49 months with the Prime, you cheeky devil. You cheeky devil, you. I shall write your name up on the back of the Mirror of Vein, as is an honor reserved only for you. There's your second name on the back of the Mirror of Vein. By having your name on the back of the Mirror of Vein, it means you get access to my personal Snapchat. Not a bum Snapchat, you cheeky devil. And of course, you get access to all the sexy little emotes. But the most important thing is you go roll over every morning, look in the mirror, and go, God, I look rough. But God damn, do I make rough look good. Ooh, sexy. Oh, yes. Meow. You know? Yeah, no? How you doing, Sam? How's it going, you cheeky devil? Whoop. Thanks very much for that, Cornwall. Appreciate that. Yes, have you ever used a sex toy? I'm intrigued. by because we had quite a few people saying they don't have sex toys, but they'd be willing to have sex toys. They were willing to use to own a sex toy, but I'm intrigued as to whether that means that you've never used one before, or whether it's more down to like you don't currently own one. You know? You know? Helping AIDS. Exactly. I also fully appreciate the fact that sex toys are expensive. Good sex toys are expensive. You know, that is not to be Overwhelmed. Okay. Have you ever used a sex toy before? 80% of you said yes, and 20% of you said no. Okay. All right. That's cool. That's cool. Considering there wasn't a single person that said they didn't want to use a sex toy, that's pretty impressive. That is pretty impressive. I would always recommend, if people have the ability to. I think that something that is very, very easy to start with, that's relatively cheap to start with, is just your standard bullet vibrator. Just a standard bullet vibrator. It is amazing. What was the question? The question was, have you ever used a sex toy? Mini Micro. Also, how you doing? How are you doing, beautiful bean? Have you ever used a sex toy before? And the words. Well, come on. There we go. Yeah, I think it's a lot of people underestimate how versatile a sort of like standard bullet vibrator is. It can be used for a great many things. Great many things, you know. Personal massages, as Electronics Industry likes to call them. Do you know why that is, Ollie Witness? That's because they started as personal massages. The first vibrator. People, we've talked about this before, but I'll rehash it again. People talk about like vibrators. Oh, in the Victorian times, vibrators were there to cure women of hysteria. That's all bollocks. It's all myth and bollocks. The first vibrators existed as personal massages. And it was in the 60s, a very specific woman in the 60s, who I cannot remember the name of it for the life of me, and I need to learn this because it's pretty important information. But a very specific woman in the 60s was a magazine, I think she was a magazine author or a journalist in a magazine, and was like, hey women, take that muscle massager, that personal massager that your family has for easing the aches and pains of muscles, and just put it down. So just thank you very much. BT, I believe it's BT Ooze. If that's the person, it may well be. That sounds about right. And yeah, they were the first person to be like, hey. And subsequently, the orgasm became far more available to people with vulvas. You know? There was a time when people tried to engage with their... There was a time when people I tried to engage with were threatened by my toys. Amaris, I fucking feel that in my soul. I had a genuine situation, friends. Okay, I had a genuine situation. Here's a fucking bit of Val and Vane lore. I had a genuine situation. Excuse me. The person that I was in a relationship with, I won't say how old I was because there are people in here that might be able to piece those together. Like piece timelines together and work out who that was, and I don't want to do that. But there was definitely a situation in the past where I was in a relationship with somebody. And yeah, law dump, and we had me and this lady that I was in a relationship with at the time had 3 arguments in our entire year, like all the time that we were together. One of those arguments was the fact that we don't argue enough, which always blows my mind, but that was the thing. I can't remember what the other argument, the like first argument was about, and then one of the arguments was about the fact that she believed that I didn't want to sleep with her, and this is an important matter and not a criticism on my ex at all, not a criticism. She believed that I didn't want to sleep with her because of how many times I brought sex toys into our physical relationship. I was so obsessed with providing and sharing as much pleasure as I possibly could with this woman that I loved. I loved so much. But from her perspective, I was more interested in using sex toys than I was in physically sleeping with her, which was mind-blowing to me. And it's only in recent years that I've actually been like, because I was so confused. I was like, no, that is the absolute polar opposite. I just want to give you pleasure. I want you to feel every pleasure that has ever existed. I want you to indulge in every element of ecstasy that there is. I want this for you. Sounds like it was a her problem. I think it was, but I also think it was a communication problem, Lynx, if I'm honest with you. I think it was a communication problem between the two of us, because that was evidently something that made her feel unvalued. It made her feel like it was the polar opposite of what I actually felt. Do you know what I mean? The absolute polar opposite of what I actually felt, because I was fucking besotted with her. Head over heels besotted with her. The fucking sun shone out of her asshole, like full on besotted. And therefore I was really taken aback. And that's kind of where the argument started, was because I was really, really taken aback by the fact that she would ever think something like that. Because I was like, no, God, no. I just want you to experience every pleasure that has ever existed ever. Do you know what I mean? And from her perspective, as I've come to realize, it was more down to I wanted to get her off, but through the medium of implements, as opposed to through myself. You know? Communication problems are often a crux for relationship issues. Oh, God, yes. 100%. Once broke up with somebody because they actively seemed to want to argue everything. It's not healthy. I am all for a debate, but it's mind-numbing getting stuck in that spiral. It certainly can be. But also, Jam Jar, there are people out there, having met a couple in my life, who... I don't want to use the phrase trauma, because I feel like it may be misplaced here. I don't know them well enough to use that. But they certainly were conditioned through their previous relationships to believe that the only time that they were ever going to have sex, especially good sex, was after an argument. So they would find things to argue about because they effectively wanted the makeup sex. They wanted that connection, that intimacy, that heartfelt moment where two people are genuinely apologetic to each other and genuinely feel close to each other because they know that they have had such a difficult time of something and they've got over it and they've gone on to the next thing, you know? And I've known of people that have been in situations where they would argue with their partner because that was the only way they knew how to get that level of connection, you know? And that's mind-boggling to me. That is absolutely fucking mind-boggling to me. But I'm also not going to judge it. I will criticize it, but I won't judge it, you know? You know? It's a genuine first run Hitachi magic wand. I would have that. I kind of want a museum of sex toys at some stage in my life. You know, that would be fucking excellent. I thought you were going to say Magic the Gathering. Oh, my lordy. Non-binary, how you doing? Today I had the misfortune of learning that Gen Z call somewhere with nothing, no digital devices, no headphones, nothing, but your keys and your wallet, barebacking. That's bold. They are going to get a rude awakening when they grow up. Very different scenario, you know? Smaller from Valen is worth the wait. Oh, Milky Pork, you cheeky little devil. What are you like? What are you like? Extremely fucking benefit. Yeah, exactly. This dinner party was turning into an orgy. Well, we happened to accidentally buy this industrial quantity of lube and condoms yesterday. What luck! I know, right? You get set up. I mean, could do, for sure. Oh, Jam Jars asked me a schmex question. For those people that haven't realized already, I am a sex educator. And I talk about sex all the time. But Jam Jar has asked a very specific sex education question using their channel points, which means I'm going to answer it now. They waited an entire fucking 11 minutes for it. Good lord. What do you do with the sex toys that you've tested for the videos, or the ones no longer liked? Is there a tried and true brand that you prefer? They're there. They're there. They're all there. And I can honestly, all of the ones that are here are ones that I will not use again. All the ones that are here are ones that I'm like, I tried them, I tested them for the videos because I was sent them for free by a variety of different companies, and they weren't my cup of tea. They weren't my cup of tea, but they're all there. Kind of like a, I don't know, accolade of previous products that I've tried, you know. The ones that I do like that I am going to use again are upstairs in my boudoir. I don't think there is a brand specifically that I trust, that I could trust more than any other, if that makes sense. Plain Toast, how you doing, you beautiful being you? I don't think there's like a specific brand that I'm like, those people make fucking excellent sex toys. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's not a thing that I have. But when I'm at a point where I actually want to get rid of some of these, I'll recycle them. I'll recycle them because I know where to recycle them, so it's not too much of a problem. There are a variety of like sex toy manufacturers out there who offer a recycling service for old sex toys and stuff. Usually it's, if you buy a new sex toy, we'll take your old one off your hands. It's normally like a part exchange type thing. But yeah, the answer to that question is the sex toys that I like stay in my little treasure trove of filth up in my bedroom. And the ones that I don't like, the ones that I'm never going to use again, usually get put on this shelf here. In fact, I believe that little sock puppet Valen is sat on one right now. You know? Did you know that you are a beautiful personality? Oh, thank you very much. Master Crow, that's very kind of you to say. Thank you very much for saying that. That means the world to me. I do my best. I think that's all that any of us can really ask for. But yeah, just do all the bits and pieces, you know. Thank you very much for saying that, though. It means the world. It means the world. I do like a good heartfelt compliment, you know. How's it going, Pixie Bomb? How you doing, you beautiful bean? Look, sock puppet. Oh my god, Nibirin. Good lord. Good lord. And you thought it got decent marking? I heard the opposite. One of my childhood dreams was running a Blockbuster where you lend VHSs. Oh my god. Yeah, that would have been end of days for that, for sure. Talking of pirate stuff, I saw an article the other day that said the font used in You Wouldn't Steal a Car anti-pirating ads was likely pirated version of the genuine one. No, that's amazing. That's actually amazing. I love that. I love that so much. Oh my lordy, ladies and gentlemen, all gens outside and between, delve deep into your pits of popcorn and throw them at the raiders, throw them at these cheeky devils. Look at these people going in here. I mean, really, could you even imagine? Who did they think they are? Good lord, the audacity, the scandal, the preposterousness, the absolute outrage that is Jay Britton. Jay Britton, you beautiful individual. Hello, you beautiful bean. How you doing? How was... Wait, you moved away from GTA. Not the Skyrim, the Oblivions. How was the Oblivions? What did you do? What did you get up to? I know that Jay usually has to raid and run, so that goes out to Jay's community. What did you do? What did you get up to? I saw the GTA fucking shenanigans. I was flabbergasted by that entire fucking scenario. And I'll talk about that in a second. But first, people from my stream, go check out Jay Britton. Jay Britton is a phenomenal, phenomenal human being. A voice actor extraordinaire. Makes me, and I'm going to use this word with heartfelt gusto, he makes me guffaw with laughter. Imagine how a laughter sounds if it's guffaw. Guffaw with laughter. And is well worth all your love and attention. He is, like I said, he's a voice actor extraordinaire. He has been in many, many games that you may well know. Frostpunk, for starters. And Frostpunk 2. And
subscribed. Missed cat.
Master Crowther, thank you very much, you beautiful bean. I'll get to you momentarily, you beautiful bean. I'll get to you momentarily. And yes, he deserves your love and attention and your follow. We are good friends with Jay. Jay is an excellent, excellent human being. Also a phenomenal role player. At the moment, he's playing Red Dead Redemption roleplay with his myriad of fantastic characters, mainly Lucius. Lucius Alabaster. Who is a bank manager in Red Dead Redemption world. He's also playing Obadiah Colt, who is a police officer in GTA on GTA No Pixel. That's the one. And he's playing other games alongside that. He does ridiculously long days. And yeah, he deserves all your love and attention. So do the thing. Do the thing. Do the thing. You know? Friends, if you're new here, two things you need to know about this channel. One, you're not allowed to apologize. Faux pas individuals, faux pas. Instead of saying sorry, try saying thank you. Instead of saying sorry, I'm late, say thanks for waiting. Instead of saying sorry, I'm such a burden, say thanks for being there for me. It'll make you a much more positive individual. Two, if you're under the age of 18, which you definitely shouldn't be because you've just been in Jay's stream. But if you are under the age of 18, I have to ask you to leave. Got to ask you to leave. I am a colossal filth wizard. And at the moment, we're talking about sex toys and butt stuff. So, yeah, you've been warned. You've been warned. If any of you need to disappear off, grab a snaffly treat, delightful beverage, or just because you don't want to talk about sex toys and butt stuff, then you're more than welcome to do so. As much as I love your attention, and I do love your attention, I fully understand that you've got lives. You've got lives. You've got lives.
You followed me. Ooh, you little stalker.
Thank you so much for the follow, you beautiful bean. I don't like to call people out just in case they're lurking. But you are very, very welcome here, you beautiful bean. Very, very welcome. He did a murder, just the murder. There were many murders. Is Jay in Oblivion? Is he... Oh, shit, what's the Assassin's Guild called? Is it the Brotherhood of something? Not the Brotherhood of Nod. That's something completely different. But is he doing all the assassins? He just joined. Oh, right. Okay. So he was just going around doing a casual murder and now he's just joined. Okay. Okay. He was but a ruffian. But a ruffian. He was but a scoundrel. A cad. How very dare he, the outrageous little scamp that he was, casually murdering in the street. And then a talent scout for the Dark Brotherhood popped up and was like, hey, you know, you see that ruffian in the street? You see him? He's got some talent. He does murder thoroughly. We should ask him to come join us. That would be wonderful. Quick, page Patricia. Tell her we've got one for the books. Talent scouts are us. Yes, there we go. There you go. I'm still following you. I'm glad to hear it. How's it going, Eddie Murphy? How you doing, you beautiful being? Welcome on in. Brotherhood of Knob. No, Kayla. That's like my kind of brotherhood. It's a different one. It's a different one. You know what I mean? That's actually... Do you know what? That's the new title of my Pride After Dark event. Have you had a wonderful time at the Pride Parade this summer? Well, afterwards, check out the Brotherhood of Knob. The joys, the joys. Master Crowther, you beautiful bean. I should now inscribe your name upon the mirror of vein. Oh, that's the wrong one. Wrong pen. Master Crowther, By having your name upon the mirror of Vayner means you get access to my personal Snapchat, not a bum Snapchat, you cheeky devil. And of course, you get access to all the sexy little emotes. But the most important thing is you got to roll over every morning, look in the mirror, and go, God, I look rough. But God damn, do I make rough look good. Ooh, harra, sexy. Oh, yes, meow. And thank you very much for coming in for a brand new tier 1 sub as well, you beautiful bean. That's amazing. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. It's very kind of you. Once I called my boss, he was like, Jesus, Sunlight is making weird spots on my webcam. Have you wiped the camera lately? Yes. Oh, that was me. Apparently I had some like ming down here and was getting caught up with it. Right, friends, I'm going to whip down a wee bit because I want to catch up with what people have been saying. And I know that I'm way behind in chat. Once broke up with somebody because they actively seemed to want to argue. Oh yeah, you're saying about that. Talking about relationships and stuff. To me, it sounds like that somebody who may have grown up at home where there was a lot of arguing. Do you know what? It is amazing how many people don't know how to have a discussion and think that if somebody disagrees with you, that they are arguing with you. And it's like, no.
You followed me. Ooh, you little
That's
stalker.
not the way it works. Thank you so much for the follow. I don't like to call people out,
Ooh, you little stalker.
just in case they're lurking. What is this? What was that? Thank you very much, mods. Starved British guy look. I can understand that. I am a runt myself.
You subscribe.
what?
Most kind.
Thank you very much for the bitty, but what?
Oh, you followed.
Peculiar.
Me. Ooh, you little stalker.
Mazda Crowther, thank you very much for giving that sub out to Danae Raven. Danae Raven, you beautiful bean. I should now describe your name upon the mirror of Vayne. By having your name upon the mirror of Vayne, it means you get access to my personal Snapchat, not a bum Snapchat, you cheeky devil. And of course, you get access to all the sexy little emotes. But the most important thing is you'll roll over every morning, look in the mirror, and go, God, do I look rough? But God damn, do I make rough look good? Ooh, harra, sexy. Oh, yes, meow. You know? Yeah, I know. Yeah, like the whole thing about like people growing up in an environment that has shitloads of arguing in it and then not knowing how to have a conversation without it being an argument. And I think this is where a lot of like confrontation anxiety comes from as well, is the idea like people are afraid of confrontation because they think it's going to instantly be an argument. And it's like, no, you can have a disagreement. You can have somebody say something and maybe like, do you know what? I disagree with you. Respectfully, you know? I can see where you're coming from, but I disagree with you and this is the reason why. And that's not an argument. That's just me disagreeing with them. It doesn't mean I respect them any less, depending on what the subject is, of course. It doesn't mean I respect them any less. Just like, do you know what? That's cool. I'm all right. I'm good disagreeing with you. You can go your way. I can go my way, you know? Master Crowther! Thank you very much for giving that sub to Kayla as well. How's it going, Sams? How you doing? You want your name in big, bold letters on that mirror? Well, there's only one way to do it, Sams. There's only one way to do it, you cheeky devil. Kayla! Your name is now described upon the mirror of Vayne. By having your name upon the mirror of Vayne, it means you get access to my personal Snapchat, not a bum Snapchat. Of course, you get access to all the sexy little emotes. But the most important thing is you got to roll over every morning, look in the mirror, and go, God, I look rough. But God damn, do I make rough look good? Ooh, harra, sexy. Oh, yes, meow. Master Crow, that's super fucking kind of you, friend. Thank you so much for that. God damn it. You're being very kind. Coming in here, throwing your kindness all over the place like a condom in an orgy. Good Lord. Grew up in a very dysfunctional home, and I can say it affected my way of communication and relationships to the point I feed off adversity. Oh shit, Medgarda, that's really interesting. I know that you will not be the only one. I know you'll. I think people, like you say, you either feed off it or you like come to fear it on like a very base and primal level, you know. Subconscious, even. Oh, Jesus, I am so fucking far behind. Right, let me whip down a wee bit because I am too far behind. Frax, how you doing, you beautiful bean? Kismet, hello, you cheeky devil. And the only funny thing that I can bring to this chat is when I was little, I was taken to a hire a video from a shop and say a copy of what I thought was a sequel to Flash Gordon called Flesh Gordon. Chewknackers! Chewknackers! I own Flesh Gordon 2. I own Flesh Gordon 2 genuinely because I thought it was the sequel to Flash Gordon. I didn't read the title properly. I just picked it up and went, oh shit, I didn't realize they make a sequel, and bought it. And then put it on and went, I don't remember Flash Gordon having this many tits out. This is a very different movie. What is this? I think that do you know what? I would genuinely, I have no shame. I'm like, yeah, if I wanted to buy it as Flesh Gordon, I would have bought it as Flesh Gordon. But I didn't. I genuinely bought it because at the time, I genuinely thought it was a sequel to Flash Gordon. Fucking stupid. Oh my God. It's actually, I think, almost more embarrassing to have been fooled by the knockoff parody cover than it is to have just bought it because you wanted to buy it. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, what the fuck? Didn't you show that in the Discord movie night? I did many years ago. Yeah, I think we watched Flesh Gordon 2 because I personally think as soon as I realized it was Flesh Gordon 2, I realized that there must have been a Flesh Gordon. Watched the first one, and the first one just isn't as funny, in my personal opinion. You know. He did a murder. All of the murders. Death. Lots of death and murder. Oh, did Jay also get killed as well, Kesmet? Yeah. Sounds reasonable. First 3 subs I'm getting no millionaire. Oh, Master Crowther, thank you very much for offering to gift out subs there. That's very, very kind of you. You are able to I don't know how familiar you are with Twitch and stuff like that, but you are able to gift subs just to random people in the community if that's what you wanted to do. I mean, you've already done 2. I don't think you need to do any more by any stretch of the imagination. You have been very, very kind, and I am not taking any kindness for granted. You know, that's cool. That's all right. That's cool. But yeah, that's very kind of you to offer. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Brotherhood of Nob sounds like an ERP guild in an MMO, or maybe a LARP. Yeah, I feel like if it was a LARP, it would get real questionable real quick. Do people do ERP LARPs? ERP stands for erotic roleplay. LARP stands for live action roleplay. Is ELARP a thing? I've come across ERP. I've not partaken in it personally. Mainly because I've definitely heard plenty of horror stories from it. But ERP is presumably people having sex in character, right? I'm intrigued now. I'm gonna ask my LARP friends. Giving away 3 subs. That's very kind of you, Master Crowther. That's really fucking kind of you. How did you get here, Psalms? Good question. Probably because you were in with Jay Bretone, the glorious Jay Bretone, and then ended up here. Potentially, possibly. Safi Pie, I see you, cheeky devil. Are you going to join Islam yet? No, Psalms, no. I know you've been asking that a while, but no. Unsurprisingly, I am non-religious and foresee that probably the rest of my life I will be non-religious. No issue with other people being religious. Or no issue with other people having faith. I have an issue with religion. I have no issue with faith. Do you know what I mean? You have whatever relationship you want with whatever deity you want. No issues at all. But just for me, I'm good. I'm all right. I'm a happy-go-lucky scamp, you know what I mean? Catching up. Speaking of condoms, it's true. It's true, Safi Pie. It is very true. How you doing? Can I get a shout out for Safi Pie, please? Really appreciate that. Where's my friend Richard? Sam's Richard died. Richard died. Fucking hell. We are going back into old school lore. Old bloody Cult of Vane lore there. For those people that may be new here, we've had quite a lot of new people recently. Those people that may be new here. First of all, go and check out Safi Pie. Safi Pie is a wonderful being who I love very dearly. They're glorious and spectacular. I heart them muchly, and I hope to roleplay with them again some point soon. For those people that may be new here, because we've had a lot of new people recently. Many moons ago. Good couple of years ago now, Jesus Christ. We had a pet lobster called Richard. We had Richard the First that was given to me by a neighbor because my neighbor was moving and had nowhere to put the lobster tank. So it was like, hey Val, do you want a pet lobster? And I was like, fuck yeah. Then Richard the First died of old age. Died a very peaceful death of old age. And we got Richard the Second. And Richard II died from... I only had him for about 3 months. And he died really weirdly. It was like a mysterious circumstance. Mrs. Tudor, how you doing, you beautiful being? Welcome on in. It was like a mysterious circumstance. That... Yeah, it was just a bit... It was a bit unusual. I think that they were ill before I got them. Do you know what I mean? I think by the time I bought them, they were already ill. So it was like, right, I've gonna take them, and gave them 3 months of life, and then they died, unfortunately. And then we got Richard III. Richard III. Oh, Richard III. My kingdom for a horse, Richard III. Who was, we got him when he was this big. And he grew to just under a foot. I think he was about 11 inches. He was a fucking big dickhead. And he was a twat. That's where the, if anyone, yeah, exactly, Nibirin. The emote. Richard emote. Well, that was Richard. Richard III. And he was a fucking dickhead. He ate about 300 pounds worth of fish. And I mean that is in the monetary value. As in the monetary value. Oh. All right. Okay. Thank you very much, Mods. And thank you very much for understanding as well, Master Crowther. I appreciate that. I'm not sure what it was there that went down, but thank you very much for being understanding of that. And thank you very much, Mods, for jumping on that. I appreciate that. Richard III was so fucking greedy. He really fucking was. And Richard III died, and many people in this community may understand this, but Richard III died because he had a period, and it was so stressful that he passed away. It was the most fucking backwards thing I've ever seen. Mean mood, right? Relatable mood. So Richard III, what I mean by that, is that a joke or being serious? That is being serious, Tunackers. That is being serious. Okay? I called them Richard. I assumed their fucking gender. Do you know what I mean? And the backwards thing was that Richard, I basically came down one morning and the entire fucking tank was covered in these tiny little like orange balls. Like little orange balls everywhere. And I was like, what the fuck is that? I thought maybe it was like some kind of fungal infection in my tank. And I was like, fuck, what the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? Did some Googling, did some research. And they were eggs. Infertile eggs. And it was if the temperature and the pH level and the water conditions are perfect. If the water conditions are perfect, then a lobster that lays eggs will be able to lay eggs. And the infertile ones, they'll get rid of very, very quickly. And you're meant to leave them in the tank because they eat them. They just like recycle all the protein and what have you. So I left them in the tank. They ate them all up. No issues at all. Over the next like couple of days. And then like a couple of days later, I just found them on their back, dead as they come. And I was like, oh, okay. Oh, Master Crowther, I saw your message before it got denied. First of all, please don't use that word on yourself. That word is a slur. And I know that you were describing yourself there. But you don't deserve to be described that way. You don't deserve to be described that way. You have done nothing wrong by any stretch of the imagination. There is nothing to feel guilty about. There's nothing to feel bad about. Okay? All that happened was you put something in chat. The mods went, cool, we're just going to draw a little boundary there. Just letting you know that that's a little bit too dark for this situation. And you went, cool. And you accepted it with grace and respect. That's all. That's it done. You're grand, friend. There's no need to insult yourself. No need to insult yourself. In fact, I won't have anybody insulting themselves. Not in this channel. Not by any stretch of the imagination. Okay? So don't fret. Do not feel guilty. And I mean that. Do not feel guilty. You have done absolutely fucking nothing wrong. Okay? You said something. It crossed a little boundary. The mods deleted it very quickly. No issues. Done. We are very much, I realize you're new in the community, but we in this community are very much accept what we did wrong and move forward. Do you know what I mean? We're very much well, I'm accountable for this scenario. All fine and dandy. Moving forward. No point in dwelling on something, especially something so small as that, you know? You prefer that? I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad to hear it. So we're all good. But yeah, don't be insulting yourself. Don't be insulting yourself. Not around me. I won't have it. I won't bloody have it, you know? Mood, yeah. All these people with uteruses are fully understanding of Richard's plight. And do you know what the worst thing about it was? The worst thing about it, fucking, oh god, it was bad. The worst thing about it was the day that he died, the day that Richard died. I didn't really feel anything. I was like, oh, Richard's dead. That's really fucking shit. Never mind. Okay. And this was, what, 2021 when it happened? But, yeah, so Richard died 2021, and the day he died, I wasn't bothered. And the morning after he died, I came downstairs, and I put my hand to the fish tank. I went, you alright, little dude? I realized he wasn't there. And was like, oh, fuck. This little dude who I have said good morning to every day, has literally got me through lockdown by me saying good morning to him and fucking idling. Because I didn't live with anybody at that point. I was living by myself. It was me and Richard. And that was the moment where it hit. And I was like, oh, shit. This is bad. Is the habits that get you? Very much so. Very, very much so. Not insult yourself. I'm glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. Sure, you know better than, I guess. Could be a thing. Words can be so different. Yeah, so that word that you use there, Master Crowther, is in English a very offensive word for people with like learning difficulties and stuff like that. It's a very, very offensive word. I know it's a popular word in like YouTuber world and stuff like that, but it's actually really offensive. It's quite a bad slur against people with like learning difficulties and stuff like that, which is the reason why I'm like, don't insult yourself. Don't do that. Because yeah, it's used as a slur to describe people that have got learning difficulties, you know. Never knew it was very offensive. Yes, yeah, it is. And do you know what? I think a lot of people don't know that it's very offensive, which is the reason why we always try and approach these things with a point of education, if that makes sense. We're just like, hey, it's cool that you didn't know it, but now you do. Do you know what I mean? This is us trying to share our education. And do you know what? I am not by any stretch of the imagination perfect. This community has taught me fucking loads. There's the amount of things that this community have taught me where they're like, actually, Valen, that's not correct. Here is some information. And I'm like, oh, shit. Okay, cool. Today I learned. I take accountability for the fact that I didn't know and I was giving out misinformation. I was giving out incorrect information. We look into it together as a community. And we're like, cool, let's... So that we... Basically, I like to be in a situation where all of us can keep growing and being better together. Do you know what I mean? If we can help ourselves and correct ourselves, and we're all learning together, you know? Yeah, now? It's the old habits that get you, for sure, for sure. Back when Valen was alone with his dick. It's true. He was a little fucking dick. Bastard. I think it's cute that you say good morning to your dick every day. I can't help it. I can't help it. You know? Can't help it. Just one of those things, you know? The movie is a fever dream of epic proportion. Links, it definitely is. It definitely is. Talking about Flesh Gordon. Back to that conversation. I'm going to try and whip down past it, though. Just remember the giant dick with the handbag. Yes. Yeah. King Kong taking a piss in the Empire State Building. That's the one. That is the one. You've been on Twitch way longer than me. Master Crowther, love to see it. In which case, I'm even more complimented that you're choosing to hang around with us then. To be honest with you, buddy. Like, I always think when somebody's been around for fucking years and years and years and years on Twitch, the fact that they come and hang out somewhere like my little corner of the internet is pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Because they will have seen fucking thousands of streamers. Do you know what I mean? And the fact they come and hang out here, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. You got an important announcement. Am I ready? Yes. I say with excessive skepticism. My skepticism was warranted. My skepticism was warranted. God damn it. Oh, Semba, you shit. You shit. Sounds like an amazing orgy. I mean, yeah. As a LARPer, not that I know of, but with the LARPer BDSM overlap, I imagine there might be. Yeah, I could imagine there might be. Jamja! This isn't a pylon, mods pylon train. God damn it. Oh my lordy. I've never heard that from my LARP friends. I would imagine that... I could imagine that ERP, as in erotic roleplay in a live action variety, would work if you have a couple that do live action roleplay together and their characters are also lovers. That would work. But I genuinely think that if you had a live... Within the live action roleplay community, if you started integrating eroticism into that, it would open doors for parasocial dynamics, is the way I'm going to put it. It would open doors for a lot of parasocial dynamics, you know? I know that people that do it online have that the security of it all being in character and nobody knowing the other person, if that makes sense, you know? You've got a very serious question. Okay, go for it. I'll do my best to answer it. Do my best. Seems that there are some specifically adult LARPs with sexual content. Interesting. Interesting. I suppose if you go into it with the understanding that it might be like swingers, for example, that might be interested in doing something like that. ESRP is so common on ESO, which is Elder Scrolls Online. So Elder Scroll erotic what is ESRP? Erotic sex roleplay, Elder Scrolls roleplay, erotic scrolls roleplay. So they pull out a fucking oh fuck, what's it called? Shunga. Erotic sex RP is common on Elder Scrolls Online. Yeah, I know that there are certain... I think every roleplay dynamic has the potential for ERP, and usually, like, of all of the roleplay servers that I have been a part of in the past, they have said that if you're gonna, they have outright been like, you're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to do that on this server. So people like take it offline, or they take it off server, and they're just like, right, we'll do it together in the Discord or what have you. We'll have a Discord call and do that stuff. You know, is there unerotic sex RP as well? I have questions. I would imagine so. I put it in you. One thrust wonder. I'm done. Woo! That's not erotic. But it is sex RP. Where was I? ERP doesn't have to involve actual sex. Just like LARPing doesn't involve actual combat. But sure, ERP and LARP have the option of being actual sex. Like, okay, that's interesting, Holy Witness, because I would have assumed, perhaps in my naivety, that live action roleplay is about playing your character in every environment, whether that be in the tavern, at a guild meeting, on the combat field, at a local fantasy fair, for example. You are playing your character in its entirety. Whereas, and subsequently, if you were going to add the erotic sex element in there, then that would certainly imply some description of sexual contact. Even if it's not like penetrative sex, some description of sexual contact, you know? Still use foam rubber salts. Yeah. And you just put your hand on their shoulder and say 10 sword damage. Okay, maybe I don't know enough about it then. I know that there's like a lot of imagination going on in there, so maybe I could going into a tent with somebody and putting your hand on their shoulder saying 5 orgasms. Like that's where you say that, and that's where my mind goes. Do you know what I mean? Oh shit. You asked me a question, Mastercraft there. My ex asked me to put her pregnant. To get her pregnant. Of course she said no. Okay. What was your question, Master Crowther? How's it going, Persephone? Hello, you cheeky devil. Or Dream Val. 5 orgasms. Just put your hand. 5 orgasms. Go full fucking Bruce Almighty with it. Oh, Jesus, my lips are splitting again. How's it going, Zeebs? Hello, you cheeky devil. Very formal, purely functional sex. Put it in. Instant jizz. They recently released a D&D expansion about that. Yeah, they did. And that was dangerous. There is already enough issues in the roleplay world with characters, with players taking things too far.
Subscribed. Most kind.
It's the man, the myth, the legend in his own pants. Val and Vane, everyone. Good evening and happy subiversary, darling.
Darling. How's it going, Bear? How you doing, you beautiful being? I should now inscribe your name upon the mirror of Vane for 45 months. Good lord. By having your name on the mirror of Vane, it means you get access to my personal Snapchat, not a bum Snapchat, you cheeky devil, and of course you get access to all the sexy little emotes. But the most important thing is you gotta roll over every morning, look in the mirror, and go, God, I look rough. But goddamn, do I make rough look good? Ooh, harra, sexy. Oh yes, meow. You know? You know, you cheeky devil. How's it going, Bear? Hello, you beautiful bean. I'm gonna refund that thing from Angel Cake Lala because I haven't seen them in a while. You know. Yeah, there are already enough issues. I discovered Reddit about a year ago. All right, I knew of Reddit, I just never got really involved in it. It didn't tick any boxes for me. Do you know what I mean? And then about a year ago, I was interested in trying to publicize the Questionable Game Emporium, and was like, "Oh, Reddit seems like somewhere that I could do that on. That seems like exactly the kind of place." So I started getting into it and started looking around and stuff like that, and I found a cosmic fuckton of subreddits about roleplay situations like D&D and Vampire the Masquerade and fucking all that jazz, that were people, usually women, complaining about other, usually men, at their roleplay table, taking things a little bit too far. Trying to enact out their usually quite disturbing sexual fantasies in the roleplay world. Because they're evil. And therefore they have to. The last thing that D&D needed was a book on fetish and sex. Anybody who wanted to include that in their game didn't need rules for it. They could have jury-rigged their own. Roll your constitution. Oh, you jizzed instantly. Like, and I know this for a fact, because in one of the campaigns that I have been in, my character had sex with another player character because we were trying to defeat a vampire. It's a long story, but effectively, I owned the castle that the vampire lived in. In order to make a house a home, I needed to get married and consummate the marriage. All right? That piece of piss. We rolled Constitution and we rolled Dexterity to see how many positions we got in for the sheer shits and giggles of it, and who lasted longer. That was it. Done and dusted. We didn't need anything more than that. And they did it with Vampire the Masquerade as well, where they brought sex into it, which goes against everything that Vampire the Masquerade certainly was at one stage, because vampires weren't meant to be interested in sex. They were interested in feeding. And as much as I am all for the eroticism of vampires, I am all for that erotic nature of vampires that we have come to love in popular culture. It didn't need to be a thing. And yet, now they're like, do you know what? We've got new rules for fucking mortals when you're a 500-year-old vampire that shouldn't care about sex. You know what I mean? Because the sex is never going to compare to the ecstasy you get from feeding as a vampire. You know what I mean? It's little shit like that, but yeah, it's a thing. It's a whole fucking thing. So yeah, the fact that they have brought out rules for coital engagement in roleplay games is dangerous. It is dangerous. In my personal opinion. I would be interested to like sit down with the people who made the rules and be like, what was the impetus? What was the incentive here? What was the reason that you decided to make these rules? Do you know what I mean? Because maybe because of my naivety, maybe because of my prejudice assumption, the only reason I can think of somebody wanting to make those rules, okay, two reasons. Either A, because they wanted the rules themselves in the game, or B, because they knew that sex sells and they wanted to monetize sex in the game that so many people love. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Master Crowther, did you ask your question? I think I may have missed... No. If it was in reference to what happened with your ex, I'm glad that you said no. Genuinely glad that you said no. That was a clusterfuck of a scenario that you did not want to be in. Completely and utterly. Without saying one of the words... It is... got very itchy lips at the moment. Very surprising. Yeah, cool. I'm whipping down, trying to catch up. Oh, Max. Yeah, 100%. There's no comment. Yeah, Master Girl, I keep trying to catch up with chat. I get so far behind in stuff. Right. Usually the level of fanfics written by people who didn't know their ass from their elbow. Oh god, the fanfiction in the world is amazing. I was introduced a little while ago to AO3, which is like a fanfiction website. And some of the things that I have briefly read on there, because I didn't spend a long period of time on there by any stretch of the imagination, but... Not me coming in just as AO3 is brought up. How you doing, Relu? Hello, you beautiful bean. How's it going? Yeah. I read very briefly a couple of things on AO3. And what I have very quickly discovered is, A, there are some phenomenal authors out there that write fan fiction that really understand the nature of a character, that have like watched a series and understood the very nature of that character. And then there are some people then there are some people that are completely fucking unhinged and just want to write really bad smut. And then there's like a middle group of people where they have a specific fantasy themselves and they inflict that upon the character, where it's like they don't care about the character's nature or how they would be. They're like, I want this person to deep throat me, so I'm gonna fucking get them to do it. And it's just like, ooh, what? That's not what they would do ever. What the fuck? What the fuck? Oh shit, Shade. Yeah, never thought about that either. Doing stuff physically doesn't really mingle. Yeah, exactly. 5 orgasms, exactly. I mean, they recently, yeah, exactly, released the thing. All right, I'm almost caught up. Excuse me, what? I cannot stress it enough. The fuck? Oh yeah. One to cripple. Yeah, that is 100% a thing. What? Like, all right, let me read out. And this is where I'm gonna serious topic, possible trigger warning. Because I'm going to very briefly, before you came in, we were talking about the fact that they brought in sex rules for Dungeons and Dragons and stuff like that. Nibirin asked about unerotic sexual roleplay, and Shade and Sunshine mentioned about stuff with SA, which is sexual assault. There are people out there who have got, like, roleplay-wise, as in like a live action roleplay or an online roleplay or stuff like that, where they have sexual assault in their backstory. Okay. And as a result, there may be scenarios where some people want that to be role played out, etc. We are not. Well, I suppose we are talking about like the whole concept of consensual non-consent, which is somebody who consents to the role play of non-consensual acts. The reason why I'm choosing to take a moment to focus on this is because it actually comes in very, very strongly with what we were just talking about in regards to like people role-playing in Dungeons and Dragons and stuff like that, where you've got these complaints on forums like Reddit and stuff like that, where you've got women being like, do guys who are playing evil characters have to go and like sexually assault all the women in this village? Why is there a need for that? Why is there a need for sexual assault in this situation? Do you know what I mean? Oh, well, they're evil, so they have to. No, you don't. You don't. At all. It is not necessary in any way, shape, or form. And I am not going to kink shame people who are into consensual non-consent. It's not my cup of tea at all. I personally, like, really struggle with it. I can't bring my mind to even understand why, but I know that it exists and it works very, very well for other people. And I'm not going to talk about consensual non-consent here because I would need to sit down and have a proper thing with massive trigger warnings and make sure that nobody that was going to come in was going to want to, like, was going to be triggered by that conversation. Okay. But I know that one of the major complaints about role play with certain individuals is their fixation on enacting their characters, enacting non-consensual dynamics on NPCs or what have you, or in some unfortunate circumstances on player characters. And even though it's all make-believe, it doesn't really happen, it still has a fucking effect. It still has an effect, and it's not fucking cool. It's not all right, and it's never, in my personal opinion, it's never okay. And this is the reason why it's super fucking important that if you are going into a role play game with people, especially people that you don't know very well, that you have your conversation with the person running the game, the GM, the DM, whatever you want to fucking call them. Why you have that conversation about what your boundaries are, what you're okay with, what you're not okay with. Every single show, every single roleplay show I have ever fucking done, every single roleplay show I have ever done, I've been like, I'm not cool with rape and sexual assault. It makes me unreasonably angry very, very quickly. I'm not cool with it being included. I don't see any reason why there would need for it to be included. That it doesn't need to be there. And every single GM, every single one has been like, cool, no worries. And it's never been brought up. It's never been brought up. You know? Which is why I think I find it so unbelievably confusing that there are so many people out there that have such a massive issue with abiding by those lines, abiding by those fucking boundaries. Do you know what I mean? That's why I start with consent in TTRPG form that everyone fills out. Good. It's a good way of doing it. It's a good way of doing it. Honestly, genuinely, good way of doing it. 100% worth it. Here are things. Is there anything you're not okay with? Let's talk about it. Let's establish those boundaries nice and early. Let's also establish some kind of like get out clause. If you're not happy about something, we can swiftly move on, you know? Really, really simple shit. But it's a major, major issue. And this is the reason why I have very strong opinions on them bringing rules about sex into roleplay games. A good GM, like, you could have sex with a fucking barmaid, all consensual, all fine and dandy, and you don't need a fucking rule book for it. The rule book is there for the people that want to abuse the system. That's all it's fucking there for. For your people that count their numbers and fucking power play their characters because they want to be the ultimate fucking stud because they've watched too many fucking borderline hentais. Do you know what I mean? It's just... You don't need... That any good GM should not need a rule book for coital engagement situations. Roll your stamina, roll your constitution, whatever the fucking situation may be. Cool. You have a wonderful, wonderful time. Oh, look, it's morning. You get breakfast. Do you know what I mean? Thank you very much for letting me talk through that, friends, because I think it's important to not shy away from having that conversation. But yeah, it's important. It's important. Let me scroll down a wee bit. So yeah, one triggable. Yeah, like it doesn't surprise me in the slightest that that's the thing at all. I'll always talk about content in RPGs. Yeah, please do. One triggable. Yeah, that'd be good. We've got a TTRPG section, and I'm sure you've put it in there. I'm sure you put it in there. General feedback on the expansion in particular was like it's kind of skeevy, and somebody on the team probably just got their fetishes produced. Yeah, that's why. That's where my mind immediately went with it. Holy witness. Alec Wallace, welcome back, you beautiful bean. I don't know whether you were just lurking or whether you went for a snooze or what have you. That's the reason why I just said welcome back. Book of Erotic Fantasy was put out for D&D 3rd ed. Really? I thought it was a relatively new thing. I never knew about it, and I was well into 3rd ed. And at the time that I was playing D&D, 3rd ed was like just before I was 18. So I was like 16, 17. And if there'd have been a book of erotic fantasy, I would have been all over it because I was fascinated with eroticism. Welcome back, Rach. How you doing? Samurai Afro. Hello, you beautiful bean. So I'm genuinely surprised. I never found out about that. Just in from work, I'm happy to announce that I've been with my partner for 6 months. Ah, you've been cohabiting for a month now. I do believe I found my happy. I'm so glad to hear that, Bear. Really, really fucking glad to hear that. Genuinely. Itchy nose. Something can be explained. It's more like the experimental things where it's like, what the fuck is the end result? Yeah. I have a love-hate relationship with Reddit. Perfect for information, not great for fandoms of all varieties. Completely agree. Completely fucking agree. Well, now I've seen Blobby Pegged. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. The nightmare exists, you know. I'm shocked about that, but maybe I live under a rock. But damn, yeah. And this is why we can't have nice things. Yeah, very much so. Very, very much so. Yeah, as a DM, just fade to black. Not interested in players being creepy. Yes. And do you know what? I think that's like the key thing. That is the key thing. I think you've just opened, you fucking unlocked a little brain door with me there, Jam Jar. I think one of the major issues that I have with people bringing sex into like the detailed variety, like me and my fucking party member having sex in order to consummate the marriage was funny. Do you know what I mean? It's shits and giggles because neither of our characters particularly liked each other, but we were doing it because it made the most sense at the time. It's just funny. But when they're like, all right, okay, I'm gonna go and woo this bar lady, right? I want you to talk me through exactly how she gets undressed. Do you know what I mean? Like that, it just makes it uncomfortable for the person running the game. It makes it uncomfortable for everybody else that's playing the game. And it has really powerful, like, power player. Like, the one thing I will always fucking hate about roleplay games is power players, which are people that play the game because they want their character to be the most powerful that they can possibly be, and they don't give a shit about the storyline. They don't care about the storyline. All they care about is themselves. How can I get better? How can I work the system so I can get the most powerful, most amazing character that anyone's ever seen ever? They don't give a shit about the storyline. My characters, like every character that I think I've ever fucking had, has been like fucking shat all over multiple times every session. I am more than happy for my characters to die, get fucked up in some way, shape, or form, because it's good for the story. Do you know what I mean? If it's good for the story, I'm fucking for it. I am there. I love that shit. Do you know what I mean? I don't care about my character dying if it's good for the story. Whereas there's an awful lot of people out there that are like only interested in their character, my character, and my character's story, and what my character's doing. Don't give a shit about the overarching story because they're interested in their character seeking vengeance on the person that killed their father or whatever the fuck that shit is. It's just like, fucking hell, get over yourself. Realize that this game isn't just you. There are another 3 or 4 people here, you know? Leave DM in the game, continue writing more plots past where we got. Oh, I love that. I love that. The incentive capitalism, maybe. I don't know how it works or what any of this means. Capitalism, I think that is a very powerful thing. Did fully enjoy the Not Safe for Work campaign you run for us. But that's the thing, though, Semba. Do you know what? I realized that I've been very, very judgmental there. Or I've come across very, very judgmental. If everybody is involved and they're all consenting to a Not Safe for Work campaign, fucking A. Everyone's consenting. Everyone's grand. But I think it's that power player dynamic. Do you know what I mean? That thing of like, I'm here for me and my character and I don't give a shit about anybody else. If everyone's going in for it, fucking A. Do it. Grand and dandy. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like the fucking Not Safe for Work games that I play. You know, or like computer games. There's certain games of those that are role-play games. Somebody has sat and written all of that stuff and what have you. You can imagine it being a multiplayer game. There's definitely MMOs that exist. They're awful, but they exist. You know? It's about the thing that the mods jumped on earlier. Okay, Tunakas, thank you very much for letting me know. Love that a couple of games you joined for. Yeah. It warms my heart that people enjoy games. I'm really glad Jamjar deserves it. The heart deserves to be warm for sure. Tricky topic to carefully dance on for sure. For sure. Kazamoose! For the 44 months, Kazamoose, will you do the Fandango? That is the question I have for you. Again, 44 times I've asked you this question. 44 times. Kazamoose, I have inscribed your name upon the mirror of vein. By having your name upon the mirror of vein, it means you get access to my personal Snapchat. Not a bum Snapchat, you cheeky devil. Of course, you get access to all the sexy little emotes, but the most important thing is you'll roll over every morning, look in the mirror, and go, God, I look rough. But god damn, do I make rough look good. Ooh, sexy. Ooh, yes, meow. You know? You're beautiful being you. There's a new Korean makeup store at the mall near me, and I almost overdosed from the cuteness. I am aware that there's a lot of cuteness in makeup brands from Japan, China, Korea area. In fact, I seem to remember there was a YouTuber I watched fucking many moons ago who went for a business trip out to Korea, and they had one of the most efficient makeup scenarios going. They were like literally went down with like color palettes, and they were like, right, okay, these colors really complement your skin tones, these colors not so much, and they went through like these entire fucking color wheel of benefits and the pros and the cons and the things they use on. They did like skin tests to work out what kind of products would do them better and shit like that. It was fascinating to watch. Absolutely fucking fascinating to watch for sure. J2, how you doing? How's it going? Evil have to never make sense. No, not all. Not even slightly. It really annoys me. It really annoys me. There's also people who try to live out their crushes in regular pen and paper. Yes, massively so, Holy Witness. Massively so. I can't get this in real life, so I'm going to shoehorn it into my roleplay. Never a good scenario. Never, ever a good situation at all. Oh, the only thing it's good at is making everyone uncomfortable. Usually including yourself, because then you realize that nobody is into it as much as you are. If you have the observation skills to be able to see that, you know. Kazamoose, come here, cheeky devil. What do you like claiming cheeky kisses, you cheeky devil, you? Even if people have their own morals, 100%. But also, Zeebs, it doesn't need to be the thing. This is the issue. Very briefly, going back to the essay conversation. The issue I always have with every form of media, games, whether it be computer games, movies, TV shows, books, all of the above, you do not need to include essay to understand how vile a person is. Sometimes, very rare occasions, I can understand the inclusion of sexual assault in like a backstory. This stuff happened to this person, and that is the reason why they are on a mission of vengeance. You know? But it doesn't need to be in there. Classic example, actually, the perfect example I can give you is the old 1998 version of The Crow. Love that movie. Fucking love it. One of my favorites. Genuinely excellent movie. Haven't been able to watch it since I was about 20 years old because of the incitement of absolute fucking hatred that I have for sexual assault in every way, shape, or form. Couldn't watch it. And then Warlock UK, who is a very glorious individual who is in this community, went through the entire movie and edited out all of those scenes. All of the flashback scenes that include that type of content, edited them all out. And we, in a fucking movie night on Discord that we had many, many moons ago, we sat and watched the edited version of The Crow without those scenes in it, and it lost nothing. It didn't lose anything. Everything was completely fucking understanding. Like, you could follow the entire story. You knew that it happened. Like, it was like, yeah, this has happened, but you didn't, like, none of it was seen. Do you know what I mean? It was like, yes, it was a key part to what happened, the story of how horrific the situation was for Shelley and Eric, 110%, but it wasn't in your face. And honestly, in my personal opinion, and I appreciate the fact that I'm saying that as somebody who is triggered by the subject, like, it was a better movie. It was a better movie because I wasn't sat there going, oh God, this is, you know, just getting real fucking angry all the fucking time. Even though I've seen the movie a million times before, you know? You know? It doesn't need to be included. So tired of there being so... Yes. Alexander Griffin, myself and McSteffels went through... Fucking hell, it was about a year ago now. We went through and every single, like, Netflix show that we would sit and watch included it. Every single movie we'd sit and watch included it. And we were like, it got to a point where we were literally Googling trigger warnings for every single show. Every single show, without fail. Because it's genuinely like we have hit a era of writers and directors who feel that they need to include that kind of content in order to appear shocking. It's unimaginative. It's uninventive. It's lazy is what it is. That's the way I view it. That's the way I feel about it. It's lazy. Lazy writing, lazy directing. If you can't write a story that can get the gravity of how vile a person is, or how vile an environment is, or how vile a society is, without shoving that shit in people's face, then you are not a good writer. Again, there are certain very rare circumstances where having it in the background, like having it as a piece of knowledge, this stuff has happened to this person, and that is the reason why they are on this quest of vengeance. This stuff has happened to that person, that is the reason why they are acting this way. I understand why it can be included in backstories, etc. I don't understand why it has to be shoved in everyone's faces. That's the bit I don't get, you know? Yeah, and the other thing is that other players may not have been consenting to put in that situation. Reloot 110%. Yes, very, very much so. Very, very much so. Actually, an article. Yes, 100%. Thank you very much, One for that. Hard and soft limits discussion, but for D&D. Yeah, honestly, yeah. Just establishing boundaries, you know. It's a solid call. Samurai Afro, how you doing, you beautiful being? We seem to be about the same age then, because it came out when I was in high school. I'm taking a break after doing an interview. Okay, cool. I'm glad that you still choose to come back and say hi after you've taken your break there, Alec. That means a lot. That's good. BF was published in October 2003, so a little after high school. How old was I? No, that's about right for me. That's about right for my my schooling years. I was 87, so 2003, I was 16. For life of me, I can't find the official rules anymore. So to take my claim whether there was new official sex rules indeed. No, there definitely was early witness, because somebody linked it in the Discord. Somebody linked it in the Discord. And I remember looking at it being like, are you fucking shitting me? What is the fucking... In fact, I remember seeing it when I was playing Dungeons and Dragons with my friends, and we had a big discussion about it, about how it just wasn't fucking necessary. About how it was not in the slightest necessary. Hey, them can't die, have all the magic. Fire a hole. Look, say that. Yeah, exactly, Danae. Honestly. People that just can't be there for anybody but themselves, you know? Your character in this didn't give a singular about themselves. Oh, yeah. Man Most Foul. Man Most Foul was great. The character that I played, Sponge, Nibirin, that was the one. Sponge was evil, but innocent of mind. Just complete. All of us, every single one of our characters were evil as fuck, but in our own unique ways. It was very peculiar. I love that fucking game. Such a fun experience. Was a cleric with a lust domain. Had a lot of constitution check-based skills. Oh, Zembar, that's excellent. I love that. Wonder if the move to online D&D is what brought this on. Maybe, but I wouldn't. I still think that it's... I just don't think it's necessary. I just don't think it's necessary. You know, I can understand where the thought process is there, Kismet, 100%. I just don't think it's necessary. You know, as with everything, it always comes down to consent. Could not agree more. Informed consent, yeah, 100%. The only way, Cosmos. Love watching Erin Parsons' makeup history video, even if I don't wear it. I don't know those ones, but I'll have to check them out. JM Beard. Brilliant of them, wasn't it? Honestly, Warlock fucking did me an absolute solid there. Never roleplayed it before, but lately I've been exploring LLM/AI roleplay bots, how to build them and how to roleplay with them, and that is the only situation where I've wanted to explore essay in writing as part of a character or topic explanation. I felt safe doing so, as I knew that there was no chance of fetishization from the person I was role-playing with. Interesting. Interesting concept, yeah. Playing with role-play bots and taking out that element of somebody imposing their own lusts into the scenario. Fascinating concept there. But I wonder if that's an element as to why I don't get quite so angry when it comes to some of the not safe for work games as well. Because I know that it's all make-believe. It's all like sculpted, crafted. I mean, it's also in a ridiculous fucking setting that's usually very badly written. But I wonder if that's potentially going full circle there. Why it's not like I like it, but it's not like it triggers me either, if that makes sense. Like, I don't enjoy the situation when I'm playing these games. Not in any way, shape, or form. but it doesn't like invoke the same level of fury that I normally feel about it. You know? Most of the time, sexual assault in pop culture stories is just the women in refrigerators trope. What does that mean? What trope is this? I've not come across this trope before. Can't buy watch play about the oppression of women, and it ends with the main female lead being interesting. Samurai Afro. And I can I can understand why it's there. I wouldn't be happy with it, but I also think it's different in a play. I think it's very different in a play. Theatre is massively different to media. For sure. Made me think a lot about the topic. And usually, when it comes to theatre, that is what it's about. Designed to make you think about the topic, you know? I wouldn't have been able to no, I would have been out. And then I would have taken several hours to calm down, I would imagine. Someone writes a bit, I've done 1 or 2 naughty scenes. Feels like right for the characters involved. As soon as you start writing your own private fantasies and personal crushes, it's incredibly obvious. As scripty as you can be. Also easy, is far more fulfilling writing a sex scene for the couples. For the couple that you've actually created and allowed to flower in your mind. Yes. Oh, Kayla, I couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more. And that's something, going back to the AO3 thing, that is something that I really saw a lot of, is you could very clearly see the authors that understood they understood the characters that they were writing versus the authors that had a fantasy and wanted those characters to enact that fantasy, you know? The Sandman episode with Gallipoli was so well done. They alluded to it but didn't show it on screen. Yes, yes, 100% Alexandra Griffin. 100%. Couldn't agree more. That entire episode was... It delicately danced around the topic without negating the severity of it. It was beautifully done. Yeah. It was obviously what had happened. Exactly. We didn't need it in our face. We didn't need it shoved in our face. We knew what had happened. 100%. Couldn't agree. Couldn't agree more. Excuse me. Looking at his party and asking, are we the bad guys? Evil marksman? Yeah. That was me in Manimo's Foul for sure. Are we the bad guys? I fucking love playing villains, Evil marksman. I love playing villains. And I am asked quite regularly to play evil characters in other people's like campaigns, like as a guest slot or something like that. I fucking love playing villains. But I think one of the reasons why I love playing villains is because of the fact that they are more... Because of the fact that you can be super intriguing without being evil. You can be villainous without being evil. You know? Deepen his pet tentacle. A reference there. It's not necessarily just trying to work out where the idea could have come from. Why now? You know? Oh, yeah. No, I get you, Kismet. I get you. It's so much worse in a play. Definitely. No, Samurai Afro, you're good. It falls within the same category, but I would say it's slightly adjacent to what we're talking about. More than anything else. Like when you play a fake fascist in a game, when we joke about how our fascist nation is better than the other team's fascist nation, etc., you're able to understand the disconnect. Yes, yeah, I'd say that's fair. Understanding the disconnect is a good way of putting it. Like you're not swallowed into the immersion of it and just being like, well, this is all obviously bullshit. Yeah, okay. Fridging. Okay, this is my education now. Fridging is when they basically kill off a character that means a lot to the main character, usually the wife, just to spur on the main character into action. But typically, the dead character is never brought up again. Oh, I see. As in, oh look, this is an 80s action movie. The main cop had his wife killed by an unknown bad guy. Oh look, it turns out it's the same bad guy as this story. Ah, well. Okay. Got ya. Okay, yeah, nah, I get you. And now that makes more sense into regards to the reference that was used previously. So thank you very much for that. Today I learned. You know. Thought my chat got censored because of the bot. No, one of them got censored because of the bot. Can't remember which one it was, but the mods have permitted it. It's all good. By the topic, I mean the portrait of SA in media. By the way they executed it was... I'm not going to read that out. Yeah. Right, okay, I see what you're saying, Samurai Afro. Yeah, I still wouldn't have been okay with that. Found the guy that, oh yeah, okay. Found out the guy that cancelled the date on you, yeah. Had a car breakdown on the trip that he went on. Oh shit. He could have told you that at the moment though, Persephone. Instead of like cancelling on you fucking last minute, he could have been like, hey, yeah, I'm not going to be able to make it because my car broke down. Oh, you're saying that happened afterwards? Oh, the karma. Oh, I see. Okay, yeah, on board it. In which case, yeah. Fuck that guy. Did he ever give you a reason as to why he cancelled on you last minute, Persephone? Or was it just like, yeah, I'm good. I'm all right. Women in Refrigerators was a website where Gail Simone, before she was a famous comic writer, collected occurrences of this trope, hence the trope named after the website. Oh, right, okay. It was an actual DC comic story where the hero found his dead wife in a fridge. Oh, I see. That makes more sense as to why. I was wondering why it was called fridging. I assumed that somebody was found in a fridge, but if it was named after the website, that makes more sense. Okay. More like karma. Oh my god, Kayla. Oh my bloody god. Guess when is the woman who invented the modern Deadpool. Oh, cool. The original character wasn't funny. He was just a brutal individual. I'm sure the original character was still better than they were in, what was it, Wolverine 3 or whatever the fuck they were called it. He said his travel plans had changed and he needed more time to submit code. He is the one that picked the day and said it was his day off. So yeah, no thanks. Yeah, that sounds sketch as fuck. Fuck that noise, Persephone. Can do without the fucking drama. You can do without the drama. You know, Nibirin, absolutely on time, bang on. Yeah, 100%. I started late and I have definitely overrun a little bit, but that's okay. That's all right. We'll crack on. Friends, we're going to call it there because I've got to the end of chat and we're wrapping up beautifully. But thank you so much. Before I do anything else, before I do any mod loves or any of that shit, I want to take a moment to say thank you so much for being so respectful and understanding about this conversation. Because this conversation could have gone very south very quick. And I really appreciate the fact that you didn't let it. You spoke about everything with respect and allowed the situation to roll out, and us to have a very potentially tense conversation and potentially triggering conversation, but a very important conversation, especially when we talk about stuff like sex and roleplay. Do you know what I mean? So thank you for that. I really appreciate that. Got to the end of the chat. Who are you and what have you done with the real Val? Exactly right. Exactly. You know, Val, I've given a lot of thought, and the only thing missing from your background decor is a full suit of knight armor. We were talking about Evil Marksman earlier on. We were literally talking about the fact that that was what I did when I was proposing coitus with somebody. I walk in the room wearing a full set of like full plate mail, but with like the codpiece missing, so that I could unsheath my sword. You know. May have a new date lined up with a new man around my age. He's men's fashion designer. Ooh, that's exciting. That's very exciting. You'll have to let us know how that goes, Persephone, if you feel like sharing. But friends, we're gonna go raid somebody. Before we go throw some love at another delightful individual, could you do me a massive favor and throw out some mod loves in the channel? You can use any kind of mod loves from any kind of channel. You can use any kind of love hearts from any kind of channel. Say a massive thank you to those wonderful moderators. Mods, thank you so much for being here. Thanks so much for all that you do. Thanks so much for all you do for me behind the scenes, and all the stuff you do for this wonderful community in the Discord. I appreciate that. The dagger, rude Marksman, rude. Are there any cardboard stand-ups of knight armor? I've got a cardboard cut out of myself. He's about 1.5 foot shorter than me, but still. Excuse me. Friends, we're gonna go throw some love at another delightful individual. Because of course we are. Because I love to go throw some love. So if you can stick around for the raid, even if it's only like 5-10 minutes, even if it's only just a short period of time, I would really appreciate it, so we can go throw some love at another wonderful being. Do you know what? Let's go see you. We haven't seen you in a long time. And you are doing something. Oh, you're doing something for a great cause. This person's doing a charity stream. Which means that naturally we're going to go throw them some love. And even if people can't donate, which I'm never going to ask people to do, because I don't know people's circumstances and what have you, even if you can't donate, it'd be good to go throw them some support, even just in numbers, to draw some more people in. You know what I mean? Draw some more people in. Friends, if you are a subscriber, please copy and paste the second raid message that Nibirin's thrown out there. If you are not a subscriber, please copy and paste the first raid message that Nibirin has thrown out there. That's the second raid message for subscribers, the first raid message for non-subscribers. Like I said, friends, if you can stick around for the raid, even if it's on like 5-10 minutes, I would really appreciate it. Just to go throw this person some love. Friends, we're going to go see Elbel. Who is doing a fantastic charity stream today to raising money for the Lupus Foundation of America, which is a fantastic charity that I know that they support. So it'd be nice to go throw them some love, you know? Friends, if you're not in the raid up there, please click on the link that I have just thrown out into chat so that we can go throw them some love. Even...
Ooh, little stalker.
Thank you so much for the follow, you beautiful being. I really appreciate it. Even if it's only 5-10 minutes, or Raven Princess, thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate that. Even if it's only like 5-10 minutes to go throw them some love, I really appreciate it, to go just give them some support while they're raising money for charity. Yeah, let's do the thing. Friends, I'll be back tomorrow at 1 p.m. 1 p.m. BST, that's 1 p.m. British time, where we'll be continuing our playthrough of Citizen Sleeper, which is like a cyberpunk choose your own adventure style game. Fucking loving that at the moment. Don't forget, on Wednesday we start a brand new horror game called Sense, a cyberpunk ghost story. And we've got an extra stream on Thursday at 7 p.m. BST, that's 7 p.m. British time, where we're playing Orgynizer, which is the orgy organizer Twitch integration thing. Thanks so much for being here. Thanks for the raids, the subs, the gift subs, all the cheeky little bitties. Thanks so much for spending your time here. Thanks so much for all of the love. Thanks so much for the follows. Thanks so much for all the chats and the lurkers and the people that are watching the VOD. I really appreciate it. Until tomorrow, don't do anything I wouldn't do, because if I wouldn't do it, it'll fucking kill you. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.